Boop. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Housebound Adventuring, episode something. I've not been keeping track. We're
68.
going to D&D. 68. Oh, so
We're
close.
so close.
Next week.
Oh.
A funny number.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, so close. Okay. Now I'm
I'll have
excited.
to do something special for it.
What are we going to do? What can we possibly do for
Why?
that?
I don't know.
I mean, you're in control, so make it
Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. So we will be beginning our session shortly, but before that, I thought you'd like to know our prompts for this week. The prompt for this week was given to us by Malkavir, but I've twisted it a little bit. What we've got is, so Malkavir's original question or prompt was: your adventuring days are past. You are now leaving your mark on the world. What spell or item or ability will you perfect? Which I think is an excellent question. It's only being slightly altered. Just for context, for our characters, or rather our players, think of things like Melf's Acid Arrow, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, those kind of signature abilities that people have a name tied to. What ability or spell or whatever is what your character has their name tied to when they are super duper powerful and have left something like that behind. Okay? Oh, is that what we did for our last campaign? No sex jokes at all? Nothing?
I think so. At least for part of it.
It is. It was
that.
exactly what we did. It was completely the least
We did the antithesis of
ridiculous
69.
episode, yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so that's the prompt these guys are going to be doing today. Whilst I am going to briefly read the summary that I put in the D&D shit channel of what happened last session. So in our last session of D&D, our party met the charismatic Sirshifa, a fairy dragon at the Blushing Kiss Inn. She seemed interested in learning what the party was about and recognized something familiar about Randall. Turns out that she was acquainted with the Kinshire once, upon a distant time. Congratulations, Tom, you've lost yourself in one sentence. The party described their quest to placate a dragon with the Purple Dragon Knights near Weymouth. She was impressed. Seems like the only one she was aware of the dragon that is, was her ex-girlfriend, Idranalith. She made it clear that she was known to aid adventurers occasionally and even knew a shortcut to the destination, a portal known only to her. The party asked if Idranalith might be hostile, but Sirshifa described her as benevolent, and that you using the portal should indicate that you were a friend. The only animosity between them was on Sirshifa's side. Apparently she is the jealous type. During this conversation, it was revealed that not only did Sirshifa remember Caspian Kinshire specifically, unlike anyone else on Cormyr, apparently, he was also the person that fathered Thistle, the mysterious botanical fey creature that the party had run into several times near Nesmith. And in a soap opera twist, it was also determined that Thistle's mother was none other than the dragon Idranalith. Head spinning, the party accepted the fairy dragon's offer of help and, after a level up long rest, followed her through the nearby wood to a sigil-infused ruin. Giving a gentle smile as she spoke, the sylvan magic that activated the portal meant to take them closer to Idranalith's lair. Sirshifa said wistfully, "I never could forgive Caspian or Idranalith, and I don't think I ever will." With that, you were whisked away to a dense, blossoming forest, the air thick with magic. As the arcane powers drained from the stone obelisks around them, the revelation that they've been betrayed was slow to arrive for some. Randall discovers that his favorite grimoire has given him some new uncanny abilities, and he translates the unfamiliar sylvan text on some of the pillars in their immediate vicinity. You can come as you like, but you go as we please, which I have retroactively adjusted because that was what I planned on it being originally, sorry. The party grill Randall in the hopes that he hasn't somehow been enchanted by a nefarious evil book. but his chipper demeanor and determined attitude has them reassured. As daunting as that mysterious message was, as the accompanying sigil branding that Haiku and Nugget have miraculously acquired, the enigmatic sky, vibrant foliage are quick distractors for the party, until Neurali saunters into and briskly on top of a miniature pixie settlement.
I didn't crush anything as I fell, did I?
Oh, well, we'll find out.
Oh shit.
We'll find out.
But
Okay.
You're going to become the leader because you've killed their old leader and their laws are
That's
that.
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Definitely very
precisely what it's gonna be like.
fairy-like, is like trial by combat and
Mhm.
winning through power, physical prowess. Definitely. Mhm.
Yeah. Right, so to begin our session, let's talk about our signature abilities. Signature abilities for our players that you guys are going to be bringing to the table once you are old and retired from adventuring. Or, I mean, I don't care. It could be tomorrow, whatever. Let's start with Oro. What is your signature ability going to be?
Mine's called a see you later fucko.
Fun.
And it's a flip and a stab directly in the eye. Like an eye of whatever you're battling.
See you later, fucko. I like to imagine that it's like a backflip, a bunch of daggers, and then you just walk away like this.
Yeah.
See you later, fucko. I love it. Excellent answer.
Oh, thank you. Nico.
Randall, what is your signature ability going to be?
Well, I think it's got to be something inky. So like maybe developing on where Randall threw like ink at an invisible person and then beat them up. Like something playing on that, but maybe having like you have like special ink, like not pouches, but like containers, and you can like throw one out.
Grenades.
like little ink grenades that go out.
That's good.
Like,
I like that
help
a
you
lot.
mark your target.
Oh, see, very smart. That's clever.
Cool.
Okay, Haiku, what's your signature ability going to be?
Well, I had an idea for an ability and an item. The ability was the Haiku Shell Smasher. Remember from the wrestling competitions launching themselves.
Yeah.
And then I thought, once Haiku is long and gone, maybe Mecha Haiku is still functioning somewhere, wandering the lands, continuing to collect stuff.
Mecha Haiku.
Oh my god.
So good.
Meku.
1,000 years, all stuff
yes.
is
Meku.
Meku. All stuff is owned by Meku. People have nothing.
Meku is the world turtle now.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Last but not least, Nerdy, what is your signature ability going to be?
So I've been thinking, and I usually can pretty instantly come like it. Every prompt has been like, oh yeah, that would be what is for her, and I am just not sure. I think it would be something to do with actually. So I think that what I was struggling with was whether it would have to do with more like comforting or like healing people, but I actually think it would end up being something about like disappearing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think it would probably be like a random short length teleportation, maybe. Where it just like gets you out of dodge kind of thing. You know?
Like a teleportation, but when you arrive you have a disguised self on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
And it's not super far, maybe within like within a mile or something.
Sure.
And it won't drop you off somewhere like immediately dangerous. But it's basically just like, I can't be here anymore and I need to leave now. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like that in conjunction with the see you later fucko.
She'll try to name it something like that and Oral will end up talking her out of it because like she doesn't understand, like she never actually ends up picking up on like circus talk not being like What would she name it? I don't know what she would name it.
That's right. You have to come up with a name, but you can try and think of one throughout the game if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay. So we ended last game with nearly face planting. You guys have arrived in. You are now confident. The Feywild. You understand that the Feywild is a kind of an echo, almost, of the material plane, but it's very different. For the most part, it is dense vegetation, vibrant flowers, but also a kind of it's always dusk. It appears. You'll never throughout your entire adventure here. It's never going to be anything other than dusk, unless there is a specific location in which that changes. So it's just going to be a very confusing experience for you. Ever since you've arrived, you've kind of felt your emotions have been heightened, but that has been something to do, probably you suspect, with the fact that you've just been fucked over and ditched in a distant land. But as time goes on, whilst you are here, even from a few minutes ago, you can feel yourself not on edge, but you feel your mood more. It changes with the wind a lot easier. If something kind of annoys you, you stub your toe, you go from happy doodally to, oh my god, fucking I'm so angry, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Like, you're able to switch between your moods a lot more easy than might be characteristic for your characters. Okay, so I'd like you to bear that in mind. And with that, if you do so in a manner that I think is noteworthy, and that you've properly made an effort with taking that on, as opposed to just it accidentally being good for the Feywild or whatever, there are some d6s up for grabs if it's noteworthy. We'll see how that goes. If I remember, who knows?
I like to think that Nerali still hasn't figured out that they've been tricked. They've been betrayed.
Sure.
She still thinks that they're on like the path or something, and then she's fallen and is just like, whoa.
What we've got on our when it comes to our turtle, Haiku. Would you consider Haiku quite a trusting person?
Those are two completely different questions.
Yeah, trusting person is what I mean to say.
Are you asking me or Haiku?
Haiku.
Oh, trusting, right.
My original outline for Haiku would have been a trusting person.
Yeah,
but
that's why I asked the question. Yeah,
I don't think that's necessarily true anymore. To be honest,
that's fine.
That's totally fine. Of these three, no, absolutely. I think as they've adventured and whatnot, has become less and less immediately trustworthy. It's still pretty easy to get along with people, but don't piss them off.
Okay, they're getting a little bit more chaotic as time goes on. That's fine.
Yeah.
So because the reason I asked that was because your original concept was a bit more just completely naive, trusting, whatever. And that's totally. I'm fully with you changing your idea of your character if that's what you want to do. Or would you say that that's maybe you as a player thinking, I don't know if that's the character that I picture anymore. I'm moving away from that, which is fine. Or is it Haiku has simply become less trusting?
A combination of the two.
Oh, okay.
I would say.
All right. Do you think there is one particular moment in time that really made Haiku start to become less trusting?
I don't think there's like a defining moment necessarily.
No? Okay.
It's just sort of a series of things building up, I would suppose. Like the cloud bottle thing.
That's the one I was going to name.
The whole Murali losing her memory and whatnot.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe pressing all of the buttons in the tomb and then not all doing good things.
Oh, actually, yeah, big time. Going to all that effort to get one of those chuffing robots out and then you go beyond the borders and it don't work.
Oh, what a shame. Oh no, how terrible. Who would do that to you as a DM? Oh.
Every
I trusted
DM.
You, robot.
Every DM. You can't have a robot friend. I'm sorry.
Damn it. I
Unless
will
you build it
eventually.
yourself.
Yeah, unless you build it yourself. Okay.
Can't just steal someone else's robot friend. You have to make your own robot friend.
Your own handmade bespoke robot friend.
Okay, so we begin today's session with nearly head in the dirt. All right, if you recall, up until this point, it's basically been just wonderfully soft grass, and when it started to get a little bit more kind of dirt and actual like trodden path, you put your sandals back on, and unfortunately distractedly tripped over a root and found yourself plummeting towards the ground. As you did so, you saw miniature households tucked away in trees, and as you did so, you caught the eyes of one individual who was tiny, maybe 6 inches tall at best, probably actually half that, honestly, who was just reading their newspaper or something in a window of their house, and they just see you come crashing down in the center of their village. As you start to gather yourself, are you immediately pushing yourself up?
I think what'll happen is she'll have seen these small creatures, and so before putting like she does the initial like instinctive try to like catch herself on the ground, so her hands are down, but then she's gonna kind of like look around and like make sure that there's nobody under her hands.
Okay, that's a very good idea. Okay, so as you look around, you don't find any evidence of any goop, any jam. There are no body bits underneath you. But as you lift your hands up, what you do find is small kind of splinters almost, but they're too big to be splinters. You've got what appears to be, if you look at it closely, broken furniture. And it's all it's kind of made out of wood, but you can see that it's decorated with kind of like like tiny little wildflowers that kind of blossom, these tiny, absolutely like minuscule little flowers themselves that have been decorated into kind of bunting that's been like strung up around the side of it. And as you look up, you can see that there is a white colored and decorated archway.
Does this look like anything that would be familiar to her? Like a festival of some kind? I don't think she's super familiar with tiny fae people, but maybe a little bit.
Maybe. Do you want to do an insight check? Maybe a religion check.
Okay. Yeah. Religion's good, like religion.
Yeah, like religion. Sort of like religion. This looks like it could be some kind of ceremony that you've just interrupted. You suspect maybe a wedding.
She's going to whisper because she doesn't know if her voice would be like super loud to them. And it's just like stage whisper, of course, like, "Oh, I'm really sorry." And like looking to the right to see if she can just kind of like roll over without crushing anything over here.
Yeah. As you look around, you can see that there is an absolutely tiny bride who is in a full. Actually, it's more of a kind of light green that goes into a white kind of flowery gown instead, who is holding more wildflowers in her hand, looking up at you just in sheer horror. And she's got this kind of procession of people behind her. You can see that these people are between 3 and 6 inches tall. They are all dressed in, one of them's got a top hat, a very fine suit, a tuxedo, in fact, sorry. And the trail that you can see that leads behind it goes into one of the trees, like the base of one of the trees, almost like there's a spiral staircase inside. And you can see maybe 15 people so far. They are all just staring at you in horror.
So I'm looking at the procession that's coming at me.
Mm-hmm. seconds later, you might have just landed on them. But what appears to be so far is that you've just crushed their wedding, layout.
So I didn't land on the groom.
You haven't landed on the groom. You suspect that might be the gentleman with the top hat and the tuxedo.
Right. All these thoughts.
But you have crushed all of the chairs, everything in quite a large distance. You're seeing a lot of the bunting's been torn down. There's a table that you think maybe actually there is a little bit of food underneath you. It's all very intricately made. Honestly, the detail is too tiny even for your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't. And she just starts crying. And she's going to is the arch still in front of her, even if broken?
It's not broken. You've landed basically directly in front of the arch. In fact, the arch is here in front of you.
She's gonna try to cast mending and fix what bits of things that she can find, with these tiny little pieces.
How long does mending take to cast?
A minute.
You're gonna sit there for a full minute.
She's gonna start. She's panicking. She doesn't know. Yeah.
You just start sobbing and trying to fix whatever little bits that you can find together. And I like to imagine that the magic of mending requires a fair amount of precision in where things already were, and the magic doesn't take effect if it's in the wrong place. So it actually finds that there's this janky piece of wood that looks like maybe it was some kind of decorative backboard, and you can't quite put it together like a puzzle. So you keep putting it in place until the magic starts to meld and bring it together. Okay, this is where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And whilst mending has a relatively, it's a fairly large casting area in large normal sizes. For this, it's actually colossal. But because it's individual things that you're fixing at a time, you still find yourself moving extremely slowly. So far, not a single person has said anything apart from you just crying to yourself and saying, I'm so sorry. You hear the bride faints, and the groom grabs her, and you can hear just very quietly that there's a lot of commotion, but it's so you suspect that it's a murmured and ushered and whispered commotion for even their ears. For you, it's inaudible almost, until one of them, it appears to be, he's dressed in very formal attire, but it looks like he has a hat on himself, as well as this fancy formal robe and garb. He looks like he might actually be a mayor. He steps forward and he says,
"What the fuck? You've decimated our entire wedding set! This is outrageous! What are you doing here?
I don't
You'll pay for this!
Do you take gold?
Gold? Who do you take us for? We're not gonna trade that in gold! No, it's gold! This is the Feywild! God damn it! Mortals! Fuck!
What?
You've ruined everything!
Yes, it seems that way.
My daughter! My poor daughter! No!
And I was just kind of look behind me to see what everybody else is doing.
What are you guys doing?
I think Aura's looking into whatever Nerly is speaking to and is like, what is that tiny voice? What is it saying?
Yeah, you can hear what's a very high pitched, but actually to you not super duper loud voice that is coming from what appears to be some very, very tiny figures that have come out of a tree trunk, like a procession at the base of it, between 3 and 6 inches tall. Many of them are wearing very floral but formal garb. You can see that somebody has fainted at the front, perhaps. And Nerly is she's sat up. You've seen that she's got some kind of debris on her, like on underneath her arms here and on her side. It's hard to tell precisely what it is, but she's broken into tears and just started picking up like almost Legos and just trying to like rebuild things. And it's hard for you to really understand what's going on. Please feel free to turn me down if that voice is going to be a bit much.
I don't think I can turn you specifically down on Zoom.
No. Oh, terrible.
I did pre-warn him about this voice, but
I'll come away from the microphone and tell him.
I heard
To
you
be
from
fair,
the
it
room.
was like it was just the initial fuck. That was very right in the middle of my head.
It's in your hair. And so she's kind of like looks back and like thinks for a minute and still has like one hand up that's got like crushed stuff in it and is like, well, what do you take for currency?
I don't want any currency. You need to fix every single thing that you broke.
I could.
You will. You will fix everything.
It could take a while. Is that okay?
We've got all the time in the world now. Our plans were cancelled.
She just starts like trying to put things together again.
What are the rest of you guys doing?
Being really confused.
Yeah, just trying to figure out why Yurley hasn't stood back up yet and he's talking to herself.
You can see these figures. They're very small from where you are, but you can see them. They aren't they aren't that. 3 to 6 inches isn't invisible.
I'm just thinking, Haiku's a tall.
That's true.
That's a long way down.
Further away.
That's a long way down.
Yeah.
Well, when you can see Nerly directly looking at and talking to someone, that directs your eyes to the figures, and you can see where they are.
Okay.
Could you help, Haiku? You're good at making stuff. Can you make really small things?
Just gonna hold up 2 hands of sausage-like fingers. Look at my dexterity stats.
Is that
like
what
a
you call your hands?
-1 modifier.
Is that what you call your hands? Look at my
Yeah.
dexterity stats.
Yeah, look at these dexterity stats.
Could you not make something to help make the?
I could also start casting mending.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'd be concerned about crushing more though to get close enough.
Can I help?
Okay. What are you gonna?
I can hand little bits to you.
Yeah, we could hand stuff. Yeah.
They can put them together and you can cast
That's
mending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like a puzzle. We'll find the right pieces to put together, and then you guys weld them back together, and then.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
I don't have anything else
Can
to do.
I get dexterity checks from our non-casters, please?
Okay.
Or rather, the people who are not currently casting. You are both casters in your own right. Right now.
Excuse me.
He's a what, sorry?
He's a what? Oh my goodness.
Hi,
Wow,
time.
look at these. Hi,
Hope
Tom.
you're well.
Hi, time.
We've got an 18 and a 20. Oh, wait. You've added your save proficiency to that. Do you want a save proficiency? I just want a straight dex.
You and you're wanting everything straight.
Ah,
Take away 4. So
We get it, Tom. You're straight.
16.
Boy, don't eat bananas.
Okay.
16 and
bananas.
18 then.
The sausages I don't like. Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
All right. Okay. So you actually do quite an admirable job of essentially, doing a puzzle here with your spellcasters who are mending. But what I'm really doing here is I'm asking partly for how well you're holding these things together, but also how well you are functioning in an enclosed space, being very conscious about not crushing more pixies or anything that they own. You see actually that the thing that Nerdy originally tripped on is a cut or a chopped down tree trunk. It is the only one in the area. And it actually looks like some kind of like it's been flattened and somewhat like the bark at the back has been left intact, and there is an organ that is played from the back of this tree trunk, and there are a couple of other seats that are in the tree trunk itself that are placed, and you suspect that might be where a band is. Whilst you are very, very carefully kind of not gluing, but mending all the little bits and pieces together, there is a moment where Randall kind of straightens his back just slightly because it's bending over. All this fiddly stuff is kind of just all these years of writing tones and stuff. It's already, his back's not amazing. So he stretches it and he almost puts his elbow and knocking a huge dent in all of the like tables and the chairs in particular, the stands that have been placed out, where Oro just catches. No. Everything is okay. We're all right. We're fine. It was a close call. Where the band was.
No.
Not the music. But fortunately, you managed to piece together a fair amount of stuff. Whilst you're doing this, the group of pixies that live here start to spread out, and just they are picking up remnants and debris from where Neroli hit the floor and crushed everything. And they are kind of muttering to themselves. Some of them appear to just be having full-blown conversations about how shit you are and how much they fucking hate big folk. Within full earshot. In fact, it sounds like when they have normal conversations with one another, it is almost inaudible to you. You cannot hear it. If they want to talk to you, they need to really project their voices, which is what that particular gentleman was doing. So when you can hear that they say that you are shit and that they hate you, you really know that they want you to hear it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to, really. There is one person in particular who does not seem to give you quite so much disdain, who rocks up in. It looks like what they've tried to do is they've got a formal like gown, and they've kind of like chopped pieces out of it, and they've like shaved part of their hair, and they've like made it into a tomahawk, and like they're like, so most of their clothing is made out of what looks like, it's just like a tangled undergrowth, and some like small roots and stuff that's just been woven together and like almost just knotted more than anything else. And she just like rocks up next to Neroli while she's like crying, trying to fix things.
Oh, she's crying the whole time. The whole time,
Yes.
just big, sad, like welling tears. Yeah.
And she just goes, "Stop. That was
She says,
cool.
"Sup?"
That was rad as fuck. My name's Storm.
It was what?
It was rad as fuck. We should try some more shit. Fuck these guys."
What? Why do you want to break things?
Oh, it was just so cool what you did. I know you must have heard about the wedding and that. Fuck those guys.
She's still trying to whisper, but I'm sure that everyone can still hear her. Like
boomingly.
everyone in the little village. Why don't you like them?
She says, "It's the fucking mayor's son and daughter. Like, what the fuck? That's fucked up."
Wait. They're related and they're getting married?
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
That's not a custom or anything, is it?
Oh yeah, no, for sure it is. But it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Let's take him down, man. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's not. It. She looks to everyone like, help. What?
Help.
But that's normal around here to do that?
Oh, it's like some stupid fucking tradition that the mayor's son gets married to the mayor's daughter. Like, it's fucking weird, man. I don't get it. It's not like married. Like they're not like married. It's
Right.
just like a title thing, but it's fucked up.
Oh. Yeah, that is weird. To me. In our world.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's like to keep it in the family or something. Like they don't like. I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't think we should take them down, though. I think.
Oh, we should totally take them down like you did earlier. Oh my god. All of the other Fey folk in the area right now are kind of just fucking staring daggers. Like a couple of them appear to. Can you guys give me a insight check?
Yeah, that's about right.
Uno from Haikuo. Okay, cool. Oro, you can tell that the other pixies around here, a couple of them also seem to be kind of looking at the mayor and his children, apparently, and being a bit like, this is, it is pretty weird, to be fair. It's a pretty odd thing. But the rest, they still fucking hate you. Like, we are not on good terms right now. But their disdain for the mayor and this tradition don't seem to be greater than their disdain for Neroli for crushing their entire village.
That's fair.
Oh, hey, Malka.
Hello,
just mayor marrying the children. That's normal
each
things.
other.
Just Feywild stuff. What happens in the Feywild stays in the Feywild. Right?
She didn't mean to fall on you guys. We're not coming here to sort anything out. We didn't. I mean, that's weird about the family marriage thing. Like, she looks at the mayor and is like, "That's a bit weird, dude. I don't know why you're doing that. It's a bit odd."
Listen, I don't ask you about your customs and traditions, okay?
I mean, I'm sure that might be weird too, but not like marrying your sibling weird.
It's a formality. They're not actually married.
Well, maybe think of another term for it then. Maybe change the rules a little bit, dude. Jeez, you're the mayor. Not everything needs to be called wedding.
Slipping into Elmo. What the fuck, man?
That's a big word for Elmo.
It's a big word for Elmo.
Listen, you're not here to judge. You're here to fix the shit you broke.
Oh, we are.
Well, then shut the fuck up and get to it.
I mean, it just seems like a lot of people here don't agree with that custom.
What? You guys are all in on this too, right? You think it's okay?
See?
There's a.
Listen, you know why we have to do it. Okay, you know why.
Why do you have to do it?
Listen, do the work. Fix the things you broke.
I am, but I can talk and do this too. She's momentarily stopped crying because she's so confused about what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
You keep saying listen, I'm like fucking Navi.
Hey, listen! Hey,
listen.
listen!
like 60 generations ago, there was an Eladrin court thought it would be funny to cast a curse on us, and that the only way we can get placated is by marrying our offspring to one another. They thought that it would mean that we would all die off. It's fucked up. But if we don't do it, we die off.
That is fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up, yeah.
Isn't there a way to break the curse?
No, of course there is. We did it ages ago. We just like marrying our children to each other.
Well, I thought maybe it would just be something that you couldn't do for some reason and needed help with.
I mean, maybe.
Randall, how do you break curses?
What? It depends on the curse, you know? Like, there's just so many different curses.
Does your book have any stories about fake curses?
Probably.
History check.
Yeah. With advantage? Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
Oh
lead
my.
it.
Your number.
The solid 21.
So you
That's
are familiar with
true.
many curses. Unfortunately, you've
Too
read
many
a lot
curses.
of them. Yes. So in many of your stories, curses are things that have been cast upon somebody through some significant magic or through extreme circumstances. Simply words are enough to bear curses. But only under very extreme circumstances, at least that you are aware of in your histories, in your stories. And removing curses can be as simple as casting a spell. Sometimes it's a lot more complicated in that you've got to find the original cause of the curse, try and undo it, find the original caster, make them undo it, that kind of deal. It sounds like this one, that it being born of generations of hate many years ago, may be something that is a little bit more complicated than just simply casting a spell. And that in order to get to the bottom of it, you might have to interact with whomever cast it in the first place, which according to this, the mayor here, was an Eladrin court.
Okay. So, do you know where the Eladrin court is? Is it still there? Are the people who...
Yes. They're called the Obsidian Court. They think they're better than fucking everybody.
And you said it was just because they thought it would be funny?
Precisely. Welcome to the Feywild.
Where is it?
Oh, it's a few days' travel. You'll have to go through the Ursine Court.
Oh. Well, we met one of them, didn't we?
Oh, yes. Or I had forgotten, but now it's a vague memory.
The bear lad.
Oh,
We gave me the branch. Which
yeah.
didn't work.
Good.
It worked for them. We probably just don't know how to use it.
Ah, it's broken.
Well, we could go and try and help with that. Do you want?
Whoa. We don't owe these people anything once we've fixed the wedding.
I
Right.
mean, no, but we are kind of...
together after you've broken them doesn't make them good as new.
It's a mending
It
spell.
actually
It quite
does.
literally does.
You've ruined our whole day. The ceremony is ruined.
I know, a ruined day for immortals.
Honestly, I think it might take less time to go and talk to this court than to try to put all this back together.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to take ages. Especially because, since it's so tiny, there are things that you just simply don't know. They're unrecognizable to you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're...
Unless Haiku has a magnifying glass.
Checks back.
It does.
Maybe. I mean, regardless of whether or not you do, it will take a long time to fix.
What if we have two magnifying glasses?
Oh no. Oh, I have something called the reverse seeing lens. While this looks like a normal lens used to magnify items, it actually makes the object appear smaller.
I like to think you're like, oh wait, I think I do have something, and you like rummage around for it, and then you're like, nope, no, I don't.
When you turn around a pair of binoculars.
Oh my god.
I mean, we're basically stuck in this place anyway. We don't know what we're supposed to do here. We might as well do another little thing whilst we're here, exploring.
Maybe the Airsign Court will know what the things on you guys are about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is I haven't been part of the group for long, but all these little things end up being like horrific traumatic events which take forever. Alright?
The completion is...
That's what adventuring is about! Adventuring is about shared trauma.
It's about
really
collecting
is.
baggage.
Yeah.
Emotional baggage
Just
as
think
well as physical baggage.
Considering how rude this mayor has been.
You
fell on
flattened
them.
their wedding ceremony!
I didn't flatten anything.
I did.
I can imagine that would piss off anybody.
Especially because they still had to make all that stuff, so they painstakingly like made it all, and then just like
So they either made them or traded or bartered for them. Who knows? Sure, it was a very expensive ordeal.
We're happy to help. Could I ask a question of you? Maybe.
Yes.
Do you know what this sigil is? And I like show the one that's on like Nugget and Haiku. What does it mean?
Oh.
What?
You should talk to someone else about that.
Who should we talk to about that?
Maybe try at the Airsign Court.
Okay. Oh.
Everyone kind of looks a little bit sad.
Oh.
You really bummed them out.
Ah. Okay, great. Anyone else got any questions for him before we?
Everyone's kind of all of the Fey folks like demeanor, kind of they get a little bit softer and a little less hatred of you, and then there's a bit. It almost looks a little bit like they feel bad for you.
It can only be good, right?
Yeah.
don't think so. Which way is the Earthsign Court?
That's 2 days trip. That's 1 day travel north.
Okay.
Do y'all know which direction north is here?
He gestures towards a signpost at the end of the like you're kind of like on a road that kind of says, so there's a big signpost that says I say big, it's not big, it's about 2 inches high, that says in very small text, welcome to Bushelham. And there's a big sign, well again not a very big sign, there's another sign pointing in the direction that you say I think is north, and it says Sign Court. You can see there are other signs as well. There is one that simply says the word then.
What's in then?
What?
There's a sign? The sign says then?
Yeah?
What? Is that just a place that is called then?
Yes.
Anything interesting about it?
If you like rabbits.
Do you like rabbits? Okay. Note that down.
Stopping at the rabbit bin on the way.
All right. What time of the day is it right now? Oh, it's always
Twilight.
yeah. It's always one time, right?
You don't really have days aren't really a concept that works super duper well in the Feywild.
How long have we been walking for then?
You've only been walking for maybe 30, 40 minutes.
Oh, we immediately stumble onto it.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
I know. First thing to do, crash a
Okay.
party. Literally.
Hi, Evan. Hi, Canuck as well.
Hi, Ev.
Hello. Heroes have been running
Magnifying
events
glass
since
can catch the
ancient-
sunlight and focus the energy, causing a Feywild fire.
Oh no. A
Temptation.
wildfire. Maybe we should just go to the Earthsign Court then.
Yeah. Do we need to look out for anyone in particular about the sigils at the
I would just announce yourself.
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
Don't take too long.
Okay. All right, we better get going, everyone.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, we start traveling north.
Could we take our bio break a bit early today?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yay.
Want to buy a
Okay.
break? Yeah.
Sorry.
Bio
That's
break
okay.
clock. Okay, we have a fun thing coming up after the bio break. If you guys are new here, our bio breaks basically we do our business.
Pretty
and we
much
come
over
back.
already. Like,
It's almost done.
Pretty much.
We don't have a set time for our bio breaks. We just go do our business and we come back and we chat until everyone's ready. Then we go.
oh, no, I've lost a small
So
piece of paper.
some of us will be back very quickly. Some of us will go off for a big old poop and it'll take forever.
Still got a lot of me
That's-
drink.
That's the face of a man who needs a poop.
This man has lost his small piece of paper.
Oh
I love it.
no. That's
Oh,
what you
no,
get for having a
worst
small
day.
piece of paper. Alright, be right back,
Oh,
everyone.
look at this.
Get a drink.
Ah, you can look at my microfiber
Oh, it's
cloth instead.
the privacy
Ooh.
paper.
Yeah.
Privacy paper.
I'll just turn my camera around to look at the peen. The do-good peen.
Do good peen.
Do-good peen. What do? I don't need a wee. Maybe I should go for a try. Just sit patiently here on my own. I like the idea of Haiku accidentally using a magnifying glass and doing the classic set ants on fire deal. But also they've made it was bad enough. They didn't need any help, you know? Although it would also work very well with Jack's Haiku burning emote. If I can find that. You seen that yet? The mini little Haiku. It's another classic Jenny emote. Well, you can get your own Jenny emote if you want to commission Jenny to do an emote. I want to see the eternal. I want to see eternal fire for Haiku. Haiku's just like this. Flame in the background. Hi, Papaya. How's it going, buddy? Are you well?
Hello.
Welcome back. Oh,
Hi,
now I might
Papaya.
go for a try.
Okay, go for a try.
Go for a try.
Right.
Whoa.
In the meantime,
Do good peen.
do good peen. Also that. Do I need more wine? No, I'm just gonna have one glass. One glass is enough. In the meantime, here's a command I made. It is a little bit of a character bio, a short character bio for everyone. Just for anyone who doesn't know or is new. What, should I have that coming up on like a timer? Maybe that'd be good. I'm not sure. Hello.
Hello.
The command is in the chat now. I did it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I had to shorten some things a little bit because there's too many characters for one
Ah.
thing, but
I like.
hell yeah.
He's Scottish.
Very important. Good peen. Ooh. Episode 68. 8. 6. 2.
I'm back. I took off the jumper because it was boiling hot.
Welcome back. How's the Feywild thus far? Dramatic, but pretty.
Pretty dramatic.
Pretty dramatic. There you go.
Is the pixie voice a filter or Tom's vocal dexterity? I don't think there's any vocal dexterity to speak of now after I injured my voice last year before last. Oh my god.
It's good to know you're not pushing yourself too far now and doing ridiculous voices though.
True.
But it's not a sounds like my previous GF. What?
It's unsettling.
Unsettling. Well, I can't quite do Evan's evil hedgehog, but I can do stupid high pitched voice that doesn't sound like anything.
After years and years in the soprano section, I could understand every word that you're saying, actually.
Oh, we didn't see the command yet. Have you guys seen the new D&D group command?
Oh, I hadn't.
Scroll up a little bit.
Are Girl Scout cookies really that good? I hear a lot of hype about them. Are they really like?
Yeah, you hear a
Top
lot of
tier.
hype about. Yeah.
They're
What
good
is-
cookies.
What about that? Was it the mint? What are the mint ones
Thin
called?
mints.
What are they?
Chocolate mint. They're like a crunchy chocolate mint with a really thin like chocolate layer on the outside. Like really, really thin.
Sounds amazing.
Oh, Cadbury Snaps. Remember them? They'll be like Cadbury Snaps, I imagine.
Aren't Cadbury Snaps like, weren't they Pringles but chocolate?
Yeah, but they were minty as well.
Were they?
They snapped. If you could get orange one, then there was a minty one.
Overrated. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, I thought the overrated was for the mint thin mints. Yeah, I mean they're cookies. Like there's one that most people like. It's depending upon which factory you get it from. They're either called Samoas or I forget what the other name is for them.
Oh, see, when I read Samoas in chat from Mal, I thought he had actually typed out samosas.
Oh
And
no,
I was like,
Samoas.
that's a weird combination, samosas and thin milk.
Caramel Delights, that's right. So it's exact same cookie, but there's two different factories, and so one calls them Caramel Delights and one calls them Samoas. It depends on the region that you're in as to which one you get. But they're like a shortbread with like caramel and coconut and then like a chocolate drizzle. They're good, but you can get the same exact kind of cookie from like a grocery store for half the price. But it's a fundraiser.
Right.
The Girl Scout troops sell them. I sold them when I was a kid.
I'm going to be honest, Adam, I'm not clicking that link. I don't care enough to learn anything about the history of Girl Scout cookies.
What the fuck? Get cultured.
It's actually, I don't know. It was always frustrating for me being in the Girl Scouts because my little brother was in the Boy Scouts, and we would go to our meetings and we'd like, oh, it's Mother's Day. We'll get empty baby food jars and we'll put glitter in water and a little fake flower on the top and we'll paint it. And we'll be like, here's you a snow globe thing with a flower in it, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Meanwhile, the boys are like going camping and learning how to do important shit. And I'm like, I used to go camping. Yeah,
Oh.
I want to know how to make a fire.
I was in the Scouts. There was no like gender about it, but I was in the Scouts, and I can tell you that I didn't learn a single fucking thing we did have one game that I described to Jenny the other day called Join the Crew, where in a group of about 20 kids, teenagers, 1 or 2 people were on the crew. And the idea was that you had to coerce other people who weren't in the crew to join the crew. And you did that by going out and finding them, and if they didn't immediately say that they joined the crew, you beat the shit out of them. That was the game. That was the game in the Scouts. It's not like a global thing. It's just in this one chapter of the Scouts, we played Join the Crew, and we beat the shit out of each other. That's what I learned at Scouts.
That's called hazing.
It's a wonder gang violence is an issue in the UK. Jesus.
I went to Rainbows as a kid, which is the girls' version when you're like in primary school. And then I went to Brownies for a bit, and it was too intimidating, so I left. There was too many people here. I have to do things now? No.
Emma's experience was very different. It was definitely yeah. It wasn't a you did marksmanship?
What?
All right, okay.
Anyway, a fundraiser to help change the curse of marrying family members. Didn't you do that in your chip?
Right, back to it. You guys have removed yourself from an awkward situation. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's accurate.
Thank you, Malka, for D6.
Hey.
I won't be intimidated by brownies anymore.
Now just eat them.
Nom nom.
I'd just like to point out Haiku is a little miffed off about this newest quest.
Who's
Oh, we didn't
surprised?
get that.
Yeah, that wasn't clear. So how are you navigating this dense forest? You've recognized previously that it is very, very, very tall, and that flying over it is an option, but maybe not ideal.
Can't go over it. Can't go under it. Gotta go through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there a road? You said
There is
we
a
were on
pathway.
road?
Yeah, there's a pathway.
Yeah.
There's
a path for
no,
pixies?
there's not a pathway. There is a pathway for the first.
We're all lying on the floor.
I mean,
Step on me.
Oh God.
there is a pathway for all of about maybe 15 feet outside of the pixie village of Bushelheim, but it then ends and it's immediately just grass again, grass and trees.
So I don't think Randall's going to be any use trying to navigate at all, because he's currently extremely worried by the fact that someone lied to us to get us to come here, and now we're just like going off where these people have told us to go. And what happens if they're not really cursed and actually they're sending us to these people because they're going to do something horrible to us as well, like the people who sent us here in the first place who lied to us. And it could just be that they're playing a joke on us and they're not brother and sister and it's all just made up.
Randall's mind is like racing with all that stuff, and we get to the end of the path, and Nerly kind of like stops dead in her tracks and looks around. Wasn't the path supposed to lead us to the dragon?
That's the other thing. What was it? The dragon, like she said, the other dragon said that dragon would be fine because they knew we came through the portal, but they clearly want us harm. So what was it? The other dragon's not okay with that. They go, oh, you came that way. Well, now it's time to burn. I want to burn.
No, I want to burn. Actually, what's Oro's intelligence? I don't know whether Oro would have figured this out completely or not.
I feel like this is partly intelligence, partly just emotional intelligence, which you could put maybe down to charisma.
Okay, what's my charisma? Is that
Oh,
also
emotional
bad?
intelligence would be wisdom, but that's fine.
No, I think you're actually right. It would be wisdom, wouldn't it?
What about dexterity?
I said that and I was like, actually, no, it wouldn't be charisma. It would be
What
wisdom.
about bending
my
intelligence?
mistake.
Dexterity.
Do I have the highest wisdom at 14?
Mine's 15,
Oh, there you go.
surprisingly.
Mine is 16.
Oh, see, I thought
I'm
it
still
didn't have
panicking.
the
Was
highest wisdom.
that, by the way, was that Randall leaning into the extreme emotion thing I
I
was
think
talking
so.
about previously?
I think he's way more paranoid than he'd otherwise be.
Okay, I appreciate that. In which case, you get your D4. I said D6 previously, but I realized.
I was going to say, I thought you did.
D4 now.
Before.
You guys get D6s from chat. You get D4s from me.
Okay.
Oh, well, better than nothing.
True. Should Oro figure this out then? Do you think? With a
Give me an insight check or just straight wisdom, so if you like.
Randall is saying this out loud as well. It's not just like in his head.
okay. Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oro is on it. Oro is is keenly aware of the fact that you guys have been deceived by Sirshifer. That the place that you've been led to is in no way even close to being where this supposed dragon is going to dwell. It's clear to you that Sirshifer had very ill will towards Caspian. And because of Randall's relation to Caspian, has kind of just targeted your party and sent you somewhere purposefully in the hope that either you will die or not be able to come back. So she's very malevolently, maliciously targeted you and tricked you, sent you somewhere incorrect on purpose, and Oro is on that shit. It seems apparent to Oro that perhaps Nerly and Randall haven't quite come to that same conclusion.
Okay. We get to the end of this path then, and if Randall says all that out loud, I go, guys, the pretty dragon fucked us over. The pretty dragon heard that you were related to Caspian. They don't like Caspian. They fucked us over.
So we are going to die, and these people are tricking us.
No. I mean, we might always die. Oh, okay.
No, we're not gonna die. We need to at least survive long enough to burn the tavern down.
What?
Wait, she remembered Caspian.
Yeah, she remembered Caspian. And
What if she's the one behind all of everything? She's the only one who remembers Caspian.
I mean, maybe. But we were sent here not for dragon slaying or helping reasons anymore. We're in a different quest now. We need to get out of this place, and then we can
complete the other one.
Technically, we may have completed the other one by being sent to another realm, unable to complete it anymore.
Technical completion.
The best type.
I hate it when games don't have a "you can't turn back" prompt. You know.
Yeah.
Finish all the side quests.
If you leave this realm, you won't be able to come back.
This is a side quest, all right?
Not anymore. Well, I'm still worried that, you know, they're sending us to these obsidian people and they might not be very nice. I mean, they cursed them for a joke anyway, even if we believe them.
Well, no, we're going to a different set of people. The people in between are the people who could tell us about the curse stuff. Well, the sigil stuff. And then we're going somewhere else about the curse things. So it's fine. Everything's going to be good. I'm confident we'll get out of this.
Maybe we can ask them about the obsidian people too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go,
I
team.
guess there's nothing else we can do.
Exactly. We're in this
That's
realm.
the spirit.
We gotta go. Aura's playing the overconfident, let's get this done character now.
It's gonna be okay.
This is not the first time Aura has had to fall into this role.
We gotta complete this quest. Otherwise our name will die with us.
How can we possibly call ourselves the completionists if we don't complete a quest?
Exactly.
This is a different realm. We can start afresh. We don't have to be the completionists.
Oh, what would it be in this realm?
The disappointedists.
Oh.
Wait, are we
We did it.
disappointing or?
We did it. It's just the letdowns.
The letdowns. Oh, yeah, that's
I'm
better.
pretty sure I've disappointed a person or two today.
Oh, it's okay.
Nearly that was not your fault.
I mean, if anything, you might have saved those siblings from getting married today, which is honestly weird. It's a good thing that you fell on them, really. Well, not even on them.
Messed up.
You could have killed them. You could have been
It could have been a lot worse.
Yes, that seems like it was really close.
The participants, as the side characters.
You know what? We tried our best to fix the little poorly constructed tables and chairs. We tried.
Yeah.
Should have made them stronger if they didn't want them to break, right?
Exactly. Uses wood as a material. Come on.
Idiots. Can I, with my tracking abilities, help keep sense of what's happening here?
Maybe. Give me a survival check with advantage.
Survival with advantage. Where is it? Oh,
Jesus.
See, if you were in just a normal old forest, I probably wouldn't ask you for a roll at all, but you're in the Feywild, a magical place. Fortunately, you rolled very well. So yes, you are able to navigate your way. Basically, what you are trying your best to do is to make sure that you have this picture in your mind of the sign that was pointing, what you were informed was northwards, and you have managed to align yourself with that, and you are doing everything in your power to make sure that you are keeping in that kind of direction. Unfortunately, there's very difficult for you to determine any sort of northwards, but you're mostly just going at it with confidence. You're pretty skilled in this realm, well, in this particular, field, not this realm, maybe. And the idea of navigating foreign woods is actually a little bit exciting. So you go at it with some kind of, there's a little bit of excitement in there, but for the most part, you're concentrating on being the person that can be reliable right now, and that is helping you to keep things together, keep yourself and your eye on the ball.
Okay.
So after about 3 hours of going through kind of this underbrush foliage underneath these trees, etc., you're back into lush green grass that covers the floor everywhere like a carpet, until you find that there is a small opening in the trees that then breaks into this stone. It was kind of a monolith. It's this large stone monolith, or obelisk even, that's pointed at the top, that has several squares kind of engraved into it or etched into it, almost, this large pillar. And there are 2 groups of squares that are etched in alongside one another. Each has 30 cubes, and they are 5 across, 6 down. So there are 2 groups of these cubes.
Cubes or squares?
Sorry, squares. Well, they are woven. So they look like they could be cubes, but they are like etched into the stone. So you're only seeing the face of it. But that's only because they appear to be etched into the stone. Like, it's hard to see any depth in it.
Did you say 5 across and 6 down?
I did, yes. You see where I'm going with this?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Is there any text on it at all?
Nope.
What languages do I know?
I don't know any languages anymore. Well, I do, but and we haven't rested, so I can't understand them anymore.
Oh. So how like high are they, like off the ground?
They are about the bottom row starts at about 2 foot off the ground, and it goes up to about 6 foot.
Okay.
Could I do an Arcana check to
Yep.
see if there's anything Arcana-y about them?
Mm-hmm.
Connery.
Oh. There's not a doubt in your mind that there is something fantastical about this or magical about this. Very rarely do people make obelisks that aren't in some way tied to some kind of magic. It's just something about it. Like, I don't know why people are drawn to obelisks, but they just are. In fact,
I'm gonna touch them.
All right, you touch it, and you do feel there's like a slight hum that resonates a little bit with your hand, so you can determine that it is magical.
Okay.
Well,
A cold iron heart. What if we kill all the Fae? Haiku solves problems.
wow, beautiful.
I like that a lot. That was really good.
These are definitely magic or magical.
Why?
Come feel them.
Maybe it's a game.
It looks to Haiku at the very least. It looks like a puzzle.
Ooh. A puzzle that I might recognize.
You as a player or as a character?
Both.
Your character certainly would not recognize this game.
Okay.
What happens if you push one of the squares? Is it hollow, or is it like flush against the thing? Like, can you touch it and something happens?
Can they be pushed?
You can gently touch them, but nothing seems to happen.
Okay, what if I touch them more than gently?
No, nothing appears to happen.
If I smash my way through the obelisk.
Has Haiku said that it's a puzzle, or is this just like something brewing in their mind?
No, I've said it out loud.
Okay.
Is that on like one face? Is there anything on any of the other faces?
Nope, it's all on one
That's cool.
face.
What color? Is it just monochromatic? One color stone?
It's just a big. I try not to link it to the obsidian court, but it is a big obsidian obelisk.
Okay.
So it's a puzzle. What are we supposed to put in? I assume we've got to put something in it, right? Like, how do you complete puzzles on obelisks?
Well, you can't press the squares unless you can write something on them. Potentially.
Maybe you haven't pressed the right one.
With your 21 Arcana, I will give you that you suspect it being magical. It involves you actually just narrating.
Narrating.
Or orating. You would have to speak.
Oh.
Knight to D4.
Oh god.
Nothing happens.
Magical
wait, actually...
chess game.
Oh, it's not Guess Who, is it? 556.
Oh. Okay. Docs is
So,
caught up with what's going
Yeah. Jenna,
I
could
think.
you reveal, please?
Reveal time. Hold, let me make sure everything's ready before I reveal.
Wait, I need to look at the stream.
Oh, is this just going to be
Yes,
like
you'll need to look at well, you don't have to, but it will help it.
Oh no!
Yeah. I suddenly twig 5 by 6.
Oh, no.
Yeah, as soon as I was like, wait, did you say 5 by 6? I was like, okay, I know what this is now. You've been
Now,
spending a lot of time
before
on
we
Twitter
begin,
lately, I feel like. Kidding.
I have played one game of Wordle. All the other ones I've just been watching over Jenny's shoulder. I'm not good at it, but that's not my problem right now.
I've played no games and watched
Everybody
no
talked
games.
about it enough that I tried it one time and I guessed it in 4 tries. So we'll see.
Okay,
I've done it every day.
Yeah, me too.
Great, great fun.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to put to our character or to our players here is that this is the puzzle in front of you. Whilst realistically, it probably would have made more sense for me to just say you can press the things and it'll change the letter, maybe, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And here we are.
That would have been too long.
Yeah. What I'd like is to say to my players, if you would like to come at this as a group, I think you should come at this as a group. I will say to you, you don't have to look at chat if you don't want to be,
Prompted.
influenced in any way by
Yeah, I'm
suggestion.
gonna collapse chat actually right
but
now.
if
Love
chat,
y'all,
if you want to start throwing stuff into chat, trying to guess what it is, go for it. I'd prefer for my players to not be influenced if they don't
have
want to be
minimised the chat.
influenced by it.
Yeah, I'm gonna minimize it.
Until I get stuck, and then I will peek.
if you guys want to play this without any hints from the chat, go ahead. Chat, if you want to get involved and try and guess things, you can go for it.
I should probably announce to the group that it's a word guessing game.
Sure.
I think we've got to guess a word,
Oh,
presumably in 6 tries or less.
shit.
In what language?
Hopefully common.
It didn't occur to me that it would be a different language.
I suppose
Yeah,
would it work if it were the wrong language? So
yeah, if we say something in the wrong language, surely it just wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, it comes up it's all in Sylvan. Yeah, it's
okay, that sucks.
give your best shot. You'll find that it's magical and therefore any old language.
Okay.
How convenient.
But any word that you say out loud is going to be ended in both.
Into both.
Oh. Is it any word you specifically say to the puzzle, or any word?
Specifically to the puzzle, otherwise I would
Okay.
have caught you out a couple times now and you'd have fewer.
I think.
Yeah.
Also,
Puzzle's
I'd have to constantly like
Remember the
Screen
5-letter
drop
word.
words, yeah.
Mm.
Why are there 2?
We're doing 2 at the same time, so we've got to
Simultaneous
figure them both
Wordle.
out within
Double.
6.
Oh.
Double
So
puzzle
anything that
trouble.
you get for the on one on the left will also show up on the right, but they'll be different words.
Well, for guessing words, I guess it'll tell us whether it's right or wrong. But do you know anything else about it? Is it
Am
going
I
to give
allowed
us
to
clues?
draw from my real world Wordle experience?
Your intelligence is high enough that I'm going to allow that. Yeah.
Okay.
You've consumed a tome of knowledge, a clear thought.
The tome of
okay.
meta game.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Tome of
You're allowed
form.
1 meta.
So it will tell us if a letter is in the word. If it isn't, well, if it's in the word in the right place, or if it's in the word but not in the right place.
Mhm.
I
So you
think.
should pick a first word with lots of different letters in it.
Yes.
Lots of different letters that are commonly used in the language. So
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
vowels.
Yeah.
Just sitting on my phone for the next half an hour.
If it's like a password of some kind, potentially, I'd be inclined to guess words related to where we currently are. So it's like probably not going to be gobbo, for example.
Well,
Sorry.
Aura's like, fuck.
fucko. It's like, I gotta find the word.
Erase his guess on a piece of paper. We could do that. What if we just guessed a first word that had a lot of really commonly used letters and then went from there?
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of like huddle up away from the thing so we're definitely not talking to it or mistakenly talking to it.
Group huddle.
Group
Yeah.
huddle.
Okay, what word has a lot of vowels in it?
Ooh.
Fairy.
It's not a word. That's just one vowel.
Ooh, fairy is good actually.
It's like because we're where we are, fairy.
Fairy works. Or pixie, is that 5 letters?
It's got 2 eyes
It's
though.
got 2
2
eyes.
eyes in it,
Yeah,
isn't it?
and
Yeah.
X isn't really used a lot, but fairy, like F is and R is. I think that's a good first guess.
Yeah, we wanted to guess fairy.
You do it, Randall.
Dear Obelisk, I would like to guess fairy.
Okay, I'm gonna do them both at the same time. Oh, not if I can spell it.
Oh, I didn't know you could type it in. I thought you had to press the buttons.
Oh. Okay, so wait, how does it appear on the obelisk when it's like this?
Identical to this.
Okay. So green
There's
means
an
we've
F
got
in it.
one.
And there, oh yeah, and there's an I too.
I am.
There's an F in the first
F in
one.
both of them and an I in both of them.
Oh. Okay. And no A. Right, that's good to get A out the way, right? A's a common one.
We're gonna have another vowel in there then.
Yeah. So,
Probably an E.
yeah. We should go with another. Do you want to do another F word? With an, it's got to have an I in, and probably an E, maybe, I don't know, but E's probably a good guess.
We're huddling up again so that it doesn't actually think we're guessing while we're talking through stuff.
Yeah, that's implied now. Don't worry.
What about flesh?
Flesh
Doesn't have an I in it.
I.
Doesn't have an I. Fleesh.
Fleshy.
Filth.
What?
Fishy.
Fishy.
Filth.
Oh, it can't
Filth.
be fishy.
Filth, yeah. Like dirt.
Ooh, filth. Yeah.
Filth isn't bad. Doesn't have any more vowels in though.
Oh yeah.
No. And this place isn't really filthy.
No, I
Surprisingly
mean,
clean.
true. Okay, but filth's a good one. Oro notes that down. Filth.
You're looking pretty clean lately, Aura.
Poor
by the way.
filth is good.
Yeah, I don't
for
know
us.
what's
I love
happening.
that. Wait, what's happening?
look pretty not filthy lately. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know how.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Evan, we've said that so our players have currently collapsed the chat. So you guys can say whatever you like in the chat for now. If you want to guess things, go ahead. I'll give you a crisp high five if you get one right.
Wow, crisp.
But when
Not
the players,
soggy.
if the players decide that they want to get suggestions from the chat, they are more than welcome to open up the chat.
Feist. Is feist a word?
Feist
Used
is a
would be.
word, but I
Oh,
would
no.
be in the right place for either of them if it's Feist.
If you guys want to type to one another, feel free to use Roll20 or the Discord chat or whatever. If you're like, how do I spell this? And just type it in.
Okay.
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 Or the Zoom chat, you could do it
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
let's
it
do
wouldn't
it.
show up on stream.
True.
Oh, it won't right now anyway because of the thing.
I can't think of any words with F and I in them anymore.
This is why I don't play Wordle. The second I do the same stupid joke every time that Jenny boots it up. I'm like, there are no 5-letter words. They don't exist.
Pixies, but that's got an X in it. We don't want it's unlikely to be an X.
Possibly, yeah. Is feist an actual word? Because feist isn't a bad suggestion. If it is an actual word.
You know what? You're right. It doesn't necessarily matter, I don't think, if we get it right in the second guess, but getting other letters would be good. And E is and S and T are really commonly used. Maybe we should guess it anyway.
Yeah.
I
I'll do
think
that.
that's a good idea.
Yeah?
Randall? Okay.
Randall say it to the pillar.
Why? Someone else's turn.
It's F-I-E-S-T, right? Feist?
It's F-E-I-S-T, I think.
Well, it can't be that then.
It can't be, but we get the E and the S and the T. Guess.
Yeah, we can get.
But I guess we could. Oh.
This is the least DMing I've ever had to do.
you didn't plan on doing anything else in this episode, right?
Yeah.
What about?
Oh, that would be a good one. Grace.
Oh, A's not in it.
Foils, as in
Foils,
someone
yeah.
foils a plan.
Fight.
Oh,
I is in the
foils.
same place
Foils.
though in that one.
Yeah.
Fight's a good one.
Fight.
Oh, fight's a good one.
Because you could get rid of a letter combination of the
Oh.
GH.
Yeah.
T's
Okay.
pretty
Yeah.
common.
Fight.
I's
That's good.
got the I in it.
Yeah.
Let's do that one. Okay, obelisk fight.
Is it a delay?
I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh no!
It didn't get that bit.
That's so funny.
Oh.
I'm not kidding. We're
Technical
doing a fight
difficulties.
now.
There you go.
Of course, we would get
Of course we
fight
are.
before the other one.
I should have thought about that for 10 seconds more.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't have my tokens.
Well done, everybody, on finding one of the two.
I had a lot of letters for the other one as well.
I can't remember what it looked like anymore.
The I was
No
So-
token was selected. There isn't a token.
I can-
there's no token yet. I mean,
It's back on
maybe
screen
you
now if you want to screenshot it or something.
think.
Hey, Leonor.
I'm going to use my Helm of Awareness to re-roll that, by the way.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
I
you're
know.
all initiative
What was
now.
the other
aren't you?
word? Perhaps you'll have an opportunity to
Oh,
get
the
other
other.
one if you'd
I
like.
know what the other word is now. Oh wait, no, I don't. Never mind.
Sorry, the turn
Gifts.
I've moved you to the right place now, I think.
That's probably it.
It is probably Oh my
Because
god.
this one is fight.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wonder if the other
Um,
one will still let us do it afterwards.
What am I on 11? Oop, that's not 11. That's something else.
I had a 19. Boop, boop, boop.
So as
Oh,
you...
come on!
What? What? I didn't see it.
He re-rolled his initiative and got a 0.
Use this new thing. Wow, that's
Haiku is specifically frustrated about the poor initiative roll.
It's not just Haiku frustrated about it.
Oh, the real
Rolls-
question is, do you have to reuse your reroll? When you re-roll your initiative, do you have to use the new one,
have to
or
take it,
do you
yeah.
use the highest of the two? Is it like an advantage?
Fair, but I would assume yes. Well,
I mean, it's probably not going to make much difference, but
No, it still puts me in
Oh,
loss.
it should say it in the it should say it if you have to use the new one.
It really doesn't. It just says while wearing this helmet, a creature has advantage. Oh, it's advantage.
What
advantage,
you
yeah.
get to
So you can pick
yeah.
the highest.
Yes, you. I should have
Yeah.
been before.
Okay.
Not really what's
For you.
Yeah, it's infinitely times better.
So when you correctly guess the word fight, the stones lock into place, and what happens is that there is a rumbling of the ground underneath you, and a stone golem with the obelisk in its chest stands up, pushes itself out of the ground, towering over you at almost 20 foot tall, and immediately we roll our initiative. I have haphazardly placed you around the map here. And there's probably, I mean, that's what you're dealing with now, unfortunately. Let's stop our day-to-day music and put us on to some cool combat music. Am I right? A little bit of cool combat music.
A little bit of cool combat music.
Oh, Leonor's given
Cox
Nearly
and
a d6.
Is there a
That's
difference
okay.
between
I
a
don't
combat
deserve
DC?
it.
Yeah, there is a
You
difference.
do deserve it.
I don't
Stop
deserve it.
there.
Okay.
I
Can
have
the
a
normal
combat
D6 be used in combat and outside of combat? And the combat one is
Mhm.
combat only, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Cool. Good.
So we all have a normal d6 now. Except for Tom.
Why are there 2 haikus, by the way, on the turn order?
Oh my god. Mech Haiku is
Haiku
here.
one? Yep.
The guy who's here.
The time is now.
Oh, I rolled well.
Oh, no.
Rub
We
it in,
hate
why don't you?
him.
Rub it in, why don't you? All
Look
right.
at our initiative.
At the top of the turn order, this giant colossus makes 2 attacks. One against Haiku, one against Nurali. Doing a hits against Nurali, misses against Haiku. Probably best not to rub it into Haiku.
Shield.
Okay, what does that make your AC?
17.
Oh, unfortunately, still hits.
Dang it. Okay.
This is going to do a fair amount. If I roll,
You might
okay.
want to look
It
at
does-
chat when you get a chance, Tom.
Oh, okay. Oh!
What the
Thank you
fuck,
very much,
Papaya?
Papaya.
Let's go.
I'm writing you on the fucking
Okay,
list,
so
mate.
I'm going
Jesus.
to keep that one.
danger.
No, I'm gonna add that to the Haiku attack.
Yeah, you're welcome, Haiku. Apparently.
Thank you, Ganek.
What's your AC, Haiku?
My AC is 17.
Oh, okay. This just hits you.
I'm going to cast shield.
It doesn't hit you. Okay. Okay. Sure. I mean, both of you, by the way, if you want to describe how your spells go off, please feel free. Because what happens is this giant colossus pulls itself out of the ground. It brings down a massive kind of spiked obsidian fist that just goes down and smashes through a shield that is brought up by Nurali and strikes her, and it brings down onto Haiku and is broken, and the shield breaks its attack instead. Nurali takes 20 points of crushing damage
Oh.
as you are slammed by this fist.
Imagine if you
Um,
die to a puzzle.
Death by puzzle.
That crossword was killer.
Uh, and we are going to have a change of turn onto Nurali.
I rolled one yike.
That was almost half her health in one hit, so I feel like she definitely collapsed to the ground on that one. And as the big stone fist thing lifts away, does it look like it has wings?
Nope.
Okay. I'm just going to cast a guiding bolt at it.
Okay.
Oh, I clicked, but nothing happened.
In
Try again.
Soviet Feywild's puzzle solves you.
Oh no.
Solves the
Oh.
problem of you existing.
21 to hit,
That is a hit.
19 radiant damage. That's almost full
Okay.
damage.
Nice.
That's a big
And
roll, yeah.
it begins to glow. And the next attack against it has advantage.
Oh, glow. Right.
Yeah. It begins to go.
I thought you said blow. Like it was.
Yeah, I thought it said blow.
You thought I said what?
To blow.
You can sm-
Oh,
Like it was windy suddenly. Like, like it knocked it off its balance.
Could you describe anything else you can do with your turn?
well, I'm still within range of its attack, so I don't think I'm gonna try to leave. No, that's it for now.
Sure.
The participants are off to a flyer.
Randall's up.
Right. So Randall is going to do a thing that I've now closed. he is going to use this ability called Hexblade's Curse.
Oh,
So out of the tome at Randall's side, a set of like a banner of runes like reel out, and they go out in like four different reels of like just unlegible runes, and they wrap around the body of the golem, and they're just like spinning around it, and it's like marked.
Whoa.
fucking love that.
That's sick.
So fucking edgy, bro. I love that. That's really cool. That's really cool.
No one else really confused by this?
No.
What Randall's ability to suddenly start kind
Well,
of
the thing is,
magic.
no one, like, you're all looking forwards, and Randall is behind everybody. So it just like comes from behind you.
I'm too busy wincing in pain right now on the ground, so I think I noticed it.
Haiku's maybe a little bit busy having just cast the shield spell that has stopped this massive giant fist from clashing into him.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
Where is this thing's like actual space? Is it a 3x3?
Oh, it ain't 3x3, my friend. It's a big old boy.
Oh, okay.
Because it's unfortunately some tokens aren't.
It's like
super good at leaning into it. Yeah.
It's like at a funky angle.
Actually, you know what? No, it is 3x3. We'll do the leg
like
to
the
leg.
feet.
Yeah.
Cool. In which case, I'm then going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 like this.
Sure.
And do some whacking and try and remember how to whack.
I'll whack.
Leonor says, "Oh, I read monk, but now I see warlock things."
It is curious
Remember,
that
you get your advantage on the top roll because it's
okay.
the guiding bolt.
Oh wait, well, is that one attack? I'll call that one attack then.
The first, yeah, sure, okay.
The first two.
Yeah.
Is that one? Is that a hit? Okay,
Yeah.
so that's 9 damage. Although, no, that's not. Never mind. Sorry. And then one more. 25, 17. Damn it.
That doesn't hit.
And I get. So that's 8, and then what do I get? I get equal to my proficiency bonus. What's my proficiency bonus? Is it 4?
What are we at?
Yes, it's 4. So that's plus another 8. So 16, 25 damage is.
Lovely.
Wow.
Lovely.
Wow.
You want to describe this in any way?
So like I've made that full screen. So as Randall makes the strikes, the text that's currently like rolling around kind of like attaches to his weapon and almost like guides it, so it makes sure like it hits in really good spots.
Oh, that's a cool idea. I like that a lot. That's neat. That's very neat. Okay, cool. Yeah. Randall's had a little bit of an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized what the other Wordle answer was. Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jack was right.
We're on to Nuggets to Nugget and Oro. Same time. What do you want to do?
I assume Oro saw what Randall did and just went, holy fucking shit, that was cool, to Randall as he did it. And then she gets on Nugget, and we have a little fly, and then we're out of here. See you later, guys. And
so if you go there, that's going to incite attack of opportunity because you're leaving the threat range. So
was I? But I was
for the ease, I'm going to draw.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, so I can move like here. That's fine.
Yeah.
Alright, that's what I wanted to do anyway. Okay. Go on Nugget, and I want to fly a little bit higher, like 10. No, I want to fly as high as his crotch is. However that might be.
Mm-hmm.
And put a crossbow arrow into the penis, please.
the penis. Make your attack roll.
To the second obelisk.
Oh my god, that's I can't look.
The second obelisk.
Oh, it doubled my crossbow arrows. Damn it.
Is a miss.
Can I?
Unfortunately.
Do I get 2 crossbow arrow hits, right? Don't I?
No,
I
I
you
want to
don't.
clarify that it's not sexual in any way.
If you're Ranger 5, I think.
Oh, I
you would-
didn't have the sound thing up.
Oh wait, no, but you've got the. Never mind.
Yeah, we're using the UA
Yep.
thing. It's not sexual.
So I
in any
don't
way,
get the
though.
double thing?
So you have foregone that so that Nugget gets a reactionary attack when you attack and stuff.
Alright, okay. Alright, then Nugget will do a little bitey bite.
Little bitey bites.
Get that out of there. 16.
Okay, that's a hit.
And then it'll be Nugget's turn, so he'll do another bite.
Yep.
A 10.
A miss, unfortunately.
Wait.
Bump, bump, bump. Cookie. Right.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
I had a thing that I just read and I was like, Jenny, don't forget this. This is important. Is it this one?
Say
Fancy
it's more
footwork?
than that to me. It's clever.
If you make a oh, it's not a melee attack. Oh, titties. Never mind.
Okay. Anything else want to do your turn?
No.
Okay. Haiku, last but not least.
There's something weird about you can't like point blank with ranged weapons, can you? It gives like half damage or something. Is it?
If you no, it doesn't give you half damage. I think it gives you an attack of opportunity against you.
Disadvantage on the attack.
Oh, sorry, no, you're right. It is disadvantage on the attack if you make an attack
Okay.
with point blank.
What if we were shooting at his head? That's not 5 feet away.
That's very far away.
Well, in that case.
Oh, should we have given disadvantage to the guiding bolt then?
Yeah, I just realized that.
Ah, how
Oh, wait, I was
annoying.
meant to do it,
Ah,
I'm
D&D
sorry.
and all its rolls. Damn it.
And so I'm going to cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level, so it has 4 rays. I didn't put disadvantage on that, so I'll roll that first one again. So take whichever one's lowest.
Oh no.
And then I can do 3 more.
Oof.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Okay. That's a lot of misses.
Can you use a d6 on that?
Yeah, I'm going to use the d6 of the last one. How did it miss? It's point blank.
It's,
You should have an
moving.
advantage.
It's moving. That becomes a what?
An 18.
That does hit.
And that one did the least damage.
Would you like to?
Why'd you pick that one then? You saw how much damage it'll do.
You want to
Should've gone
describe
for 12.
how this looks?
I think the last time I did Scorching Ray, Haiku picks up, in this case, 4 like rocks off the floor and holds them in the gauntlet, and they just start like floating and spinning and getting like starting to glow like white hot, and then they shoot off.
Love it.
One of them shoots off in a straight line. The other 3 go wherever they want to.
Do they have like tracers?
Oh yeah.
I really love the
like a-
idea of just fireworks going off in this giant's face, and then just one of them, ding, 2 damage, and does his little stone. Anything else we want to do your turn?
Nah.
Okay. Top of the turn order, we have this beautiful map for what's going to be a lot of not moving, as our Colossus here makes a swatting attack against the Nugget Oro pair. So that's probably going to say that targets Oro for that hits for a high number. And a second attack against Neurali.
I've still got oh wait, no, I had my does the shield last until the end of the round or the end of my next turn? Hold on, let me look. I think it might be my next turn. Until the start of your next turn, so I have a 17 AC right now.
Ooh, in which case it misses. Another shield reflection, or deflection in this case, as another stone fist clangs off of the shield that you've left kind of floating in. Maybe there are pieces of force field that's still in place after the other one unfortunately was broken through. This is what deflects the hit this time. But the first strike does land on Oro. And Oro takes 19 points of damage.
Ouch.
Could you make a dexterity saving throw to see if you stay on Nugget?
Yep.
I'm going to say that's a success.
Okay.
You are still on top. One of the issues with having started a fight with just one big old Colossus boy is that I only get to make 2 attacks a turn. So we're moving on to Nirali.
Oh, poor dear.
I got more combats coming up. All right, I got stuff. I'll show you. I'll have fun.
I mean, you
I'll
could
have
literally just
loads
add
of actions in a turn. I'll have loads of moves.
You could just add 10 more golems to this combat.
I
Just
could,
throw
but
them in.
I'm not that kind of DM.
Did Haiku guess out loud the other word? Or was that you talking?
That was Jack, not Haiku.
Okay.
I'm afraid.
Not sure that Nirali would figure it out.
I think under the circumstances,
Yeah.
it feels like maybe a little bit too high pressure.
Nira's got other things on her mind,
For-
like the fist of the golem.
Well, because her thought is maybe if we guess the other one, it'll switch. So I guess instead of like trying to guess, because frazzled a bit and very bruised, she's going to just maybe we just need to guess the other word as she fires off another guiding bolt.
Sure.
So disadvantage, right?
Disadvantage on that one, please.
$25.
Disadvantage rolls 25 and 29. Yeah, that hits.
I have a plus 11.
Yeah, you do have that fancy focus.
Thanks,
enhancement that you were
Haiku.
given,
Yeah. But it only does 9 damage, 9 radiant damage.
Yes, 9 points of damage. But it's lit up like a Christmas tree still.
Sure is.
Anything else you want to do your turn?
Ooh,
You want to run? You want to run away?
not really, because then it could hit me again. Yeah, I think
Give
I'm
your
gonna
DM a gift this Christmas.
Give your DM a gift.
Give your DM the gift of an opportunity attack.
I'm going to. Actually, I will do something. I'm going to spend 1 sorcery point and use a new thing that I've been learning. 2 sorcery points. Excuse me. And I'm going to change the casting time of one of my cantrips to be a bonus action. And I'm going to do... I forgot that I could do this. Sorry. It's not undead though. Okay. I'm gonna do Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame.
Oh wait. Yeah,
every time that spell is mentioned, it needs the echo now.
So it needs to make a dex save.
It has made a dex save. DC
17.
I rolled a 19.
Ah, darn.
So there is a beam of radiant light.
Mm-hmm.
Where does it come from? Descending from the sky?
Yeah, probably. It's moonlight, though.
Maybe. I just shoot one little sacred flame in there.
It should be more than a D8. I mean, obviously he saved, but I think I need to switch that because I think that one's supposed to level up with you, and it didn't seem to do that. But anyway, I'll just do that on my own time.
Sure.
Can you carry on?
Oh, is this in the bottom? This is 2d8 in the dice roll thing, though.
Oh.
When I
Okay,
rolled
so the
damage, it
text
rolled
is just
2d8.
wrong. Okay, good. I'm glad that I rolled so poorly that I thought that was only. Yay!
All right, that is a miss as the bolt comes down. Although would that be effect? No, it's dexterity. Okay, but still very cool. In fact, maybe the rest of your team are impressed by the fact that you've got so many spells off in one turn. Wow!
Yeah. Wow.
Incredible. As we
You did
roll
so
on to the
good.
next person in our initiative order, Randall.
Yeah. It's not been long enough for me to have attuned to my new fit footwear, is it?
Nope.
Ah, it's such a shame. That means
That
this is
would've
going to
been
go
cool.
horribly wrong. So Randall has seen his friends get hit and is now really worried, like extra worried, that they're in trouble. He has to do something right now.
Yeah, right this second.
Right now to like
Right
make
now.
sure nothing else bad happens.
Mhm.
Randall's going to attempt to climb the golem
Of course
and
he is.
then like try and like cover its eyes or like just
Sure.
distract it or whatever.
Yeah, get in its space, 100%.
Mhm.
All right, in which case I'd like an acrobatics check.
You've never said better words. Yes, you have. Because damn it, no, it's athletics that I can do, not acrobatics. Damn
Oh
it!
no!
I thought I had both. Okay.
Oh, still
That's
rolled
still
well
good.
though. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
also. I might just throw. Can I use my 1d4 in combat?
Yes, sure. Okay, right. So you successfully. I mean, to be fair to you, there's enough footing on this golem. There's enough stonework
squares.
that has been wrought into lots of squares, lots of nice angles for you to put your feet on. So you get some purchase and you start shuffling your way up pretty quick, actually. I'd say at half movement, but you're fast, so half movement is still not.
Yeah, that's still 20 something feet.
Okay, all right. All right, well there you go. What do you want to do? How far do you want to get up?
Right up on onto sitting on its shoulders, basically.
I mean, I did say it was 20 foot tall, didn't I? And
Yes.
you've got
I think so, yeah.
that much movement. So,
well, I've got
yeah.
55. Half of 55 is over 25.
Yeah.
All right, so you there you go. You get on top.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't need to half it, do you? Because you've got the boots.
So I've
It's
not
not
attuned
attuned
to
to
them
them
yet. Otherwise, I would have just
Oh,
strolled
okay.
up this bad boy.
Otherwise, I would have just strolled
Just
up. this
walk
bad
up like
boy.
it was a flat surface.
Yeah, literally just.
Just goes running like Sonic, turns the wall, and goes running up.
And so now I want to try and distract it, but I'm just going to start hitting it from up here now.
Okay, right, sure. Okay, I'd
nothing
like
is
to make
gonna
a
go
dexterity
wrong.
saving throw to see if you stay on top whilst you're trying to hit it.
Sure.
You could use your action to impose a disadvantage on the golem instead, as your original plan, which was covering the eyes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. I'd rather do that.
Okay.
But I'm
alright,
just trying to cover its eyes or twist
Yeah.
its head away and dodge its
Yeah.
arms and.
100%.
That'd
That's
be
precisely what you're doing. Amazing. That is going to give a disadvantage on all of its attacks whilst your action is in play. So moving on, unless there's anything else you want to do, say or shout.
Nope.
No. Okay. All right. Nugget, you're up. Doing the unhelpful action. Nugget and Oro.
I had a plan, and then Randall did that, and I've scrapped my plan and going for another thing. I want Nugget to drop Oro off.
Sure.
Is that an action to get off Nugget?
There's half your movement to dismount. Yeah.
Okay, half my movement. All right, so I would just be here or whatever, the other side.
Sure.
And I want to make Nugget disengage as his act. Wait, no, because his turn's after mine. Okay, wait.
Well, we've you're okay. We're not gonna.
Yeah.
Your turns too much. It's too much hassle for too little reward.
You're right. But it's a bonus action for me to get rid of my crossbow and pull out my daggers.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do that and get out my daggers. So I can only
Okay.
attack once with my dagger.
Correct.
So I'm gonna do that. And do I get sneak attack?
You should get sneak attack. Yeah.
But I won't hit it with a 12, will I? I'll have to re-roll it.
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna
Correct.
use a point of luck.
Okay.
Because I was supposed to on a turn. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's enough. That's the stuff.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, big damage.
And Nugget can bite on my turn,
Yeah.
which
Chompy
is
boy.
another 5. A chomp.
The hit. Yeah.
And then on Nugget's turn, I want him to disengage.
Sure.
And Aura's gonna tell Nugget, go just protect Randall. If he's gonna fall, try and catch him or pick him up or
Yeah.
something.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
love that.
Nugget's got a movement of
Like 60 or something, right?
yeah, something like that.
I think that'll be alright, yeah.
Okay, so he's just gonna go like over here.
Okay.
And, like,
Flying
watch
around
it.
the head.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Okay. Haiku, you're up.
Unless I misheard, Neurally, on your turn, did you shout out something about keeping guessing words?
Yeah. Yeah, she's basically like, maybe it'll stop if we guess the other word.
Okay. Well, Haiku will shout out the next word they were going to guess.
Sure.
Obelisk. I guess gifts.
Would you like to put that
GIFTS.
into the wordles?
Oh shit, okay, hold on, I'm not prepared.
Have to change scene again.
Okay, you ready?
Be a slight delay
Yeah.
in the reactions from everyone since we have to watch it on stream.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hey!
Wait!
Yeah. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. As the stones roll across the chest of this obelisk golem, immediately it seizes up, its arms goes to its sides, its legs bring themselves in, it slams itself to the ground onto its knees, and it starts to like fold in on itself almost. Randall is riding this thing like a fucking bull, like, oh my Jesus! As it starts to just slam and fold itself up. As it does, it gets itself very kind of like a big stone rectangle. And you at this point are concerned about being folded into the obelisk itself, so perhaps you disengage and you get off its back.
I jump.
And
Maybe I
it's
jump for Nugget.
yeah, ooh, yeah. As it gets into its rectangular shape, it kind of like its back splits open, and like a lid just opens up like a two-sided chest almost, and you can already see the glint of gold that starts to emanate off of it. And you can hear what in the background, very distantly, what sounds like the sound of a jukebox, like a vending machine of gold or something, like a ding 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 ding.
Like one of those slot machines at a
Yes,
casino.
slot machine. That's exactly it. Yeah, exactly it.
Adam just starts barfing coins onto Neurally like a slot machine.
Yeah. But you
Making
can...
it hail.
And the obelisk is placated.
That's a big word for Elmo.
Good guess.
Yeah, good fucking job.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, it's that book, innit?
Yeah, I guess so.
That was the last page.
Gift?
It was a page of wordles.
Oh,
Is
wow.
that what they're called? Wordles?
How convenient.
Sounds like an insect.
Yes.
What loot we got?
I think we actually get to take it.
Have a little look inside the obelisk chest. You find all sorts of kind of trinkets that appear to kind of baffle and confuse you to begin with. They seem to sometimes be in kind of these complicated, intricate works of like gold that have been made in small filigree and fine silks and that kind of thing. But on top of, underneath this kind of layer of treasure is just a shit ton of gold, just tons and tons and tons of gold. You estimate the value, because I personally don't see much worth in making you lug around, go into your inventory and be like, I found this one thing worth blah blah blah. The value in total is 1,500 gold pieces.
Hell yeah.
I assume it's all going in the bag of
Potty
hold.
gold. Yep.
Okay, I will update the gold ledger. It will be coming to a spreadsheet near you soon.
Ledger.
I forgot to do it for this week.
Thank you. Oh yeah. We're rich.
Congratulations, team.
Woo!
We wordled.
Close these Wordle tabs.
Wordle.
Have that open.
I enjoyed that.
A lot of
That's good.
fun. Yeah, I liked that.
So is there like a site to make like a custom Wordle then?
Yeah, there is.
That's cool.
So what I'd done was, because I planned originally to do that and then have to think of it all myself and like keep track of it, because I couldn't think of a good way to maybe do it on Roll20 apart from like just put up letters and do a grid on the thing. That'd be quite complicated. Doable, but a bit complicated. And there is just a custom website where you can just put in a word and it'll generate you a word.
It'll wordle it. Nice.
Which is quite cool. So I did 2 separate ones, gave both of the links. Fortunately, they didn't spoil it to Jenny, and then she did the browser capture and stuff.
Nice.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. So you have successfully solved the puzzle without anybody being bludgeoned to death by the
Very close though.
obelisk. I was of 2 minds as to whether or not you would get a chance to go for the second Wordle, depending on how, just incredibly you blew it up at the end. Like if it was placated and just left, and maybe you'd have another second shot or something. But I think it's much better having you solve it mid-combat, because it avoids anybody getting bludgeoned to death.
Yeah. I'm personally a big fan of that.
Successful episode.
Good job. Okay.
How can
Right.
Rocco have gifts? Rocco doesn't even have a bag. Rocco isn't alive.
Right. Well done, everybody. You've solved this particular puzzle that was placed in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
And you're welcome to go about the rest of your day.
Or do you still know which way north is?
Do I still know which way north is?
Surely
Surely I do from the obelisk, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna give you at least a day,
Okay.
since you rolled well before.
How do we know what a day is?
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Don't worry.
But do the Fey creatures know what a day is? Because they said it's a day's travel, but if it's always dusk here, that could literally be their entire lifetime.
Oh, no.
That's true, but they live here, so perhaps
Guess
there's
we'll
a way
see.
that they can determine slight changes that you simply cannot.
Yes, I was born on this day, day 1. And I can die on this day, day 1.
Day 1. I was 1 day old.
I don't do.
I did too. Take another bio break, but I'll just be back really quick and y'all can keep going.
Okay. I don't mind taking another bio break, yeah.
That's two as we do another little bio break.
Of course.
No worries.
Break that bio.
Hi, Tortu. Hope you're feeling a-okay.
Mm-hmm.
You've just missed another successful episode of not being bludgeoned to death. Yes. Our party managed to solve the Wordle puzzle before they got slapped up.
Slapped up.
Right, be right back.
Yes, me too. A burb. Where's my meat button?
Well, it's just me and you, chat. How intimate. Intimate, you say? How is everyone? Has anyone done anything interesting today? Because I have. So I need other people's potentially interesting things, please. Watching lovely people play D&D. Oh, the book club and Wander Home. Oh, is Wander Home that other TTRPG? I think you mentioned it a couple of months back. I remember that.
Hello.
Okay. Bit of Wingspan. Some Final Fantasy. Oh, I've done nothing, Leonel. apart from work today. On Dota, but that's not.
I was going to say you doted today.
That's the opposite of interesting. I would have played more if I didn't have so much to do. Very upset.
Upset I couldn't play more bad games.
Upset that I couldn't be more upset.
Dota will do strange things to you. Oh yeah, Wingspan looks really cool. How much is it? Wingspan. Board game. Board Game Geek. It doesn't look like it's from the UK. UK.
There was an article about the Dark Souls TTRPG coming out soon. About some of the mechanics. Look quite good.
Oh.
Like, they're saying that they can't implement stamina, so they're implementing something like stamina that's tied to health or something.
Cool. You no longer get to play TTRPGs? That's some bullshit.
Why not?
Finished Oblivion the other day, not sure what to play next. Gonna roll right onto Skyrim, surely.
Yeah.
Top games.
Sounds like we've got to get you into some TTRPGs, Tortu. That's what that sounds like. Not that I have the time to run any other TTRPGs right now. I don't have the creative energy to think up anything else.
Yeah.
You guys get all of my creative juices.
Don't worry, Tom. I promised to call a Cthulhu one shot about a year ago, and I've still made zero progress on it.
That's true. Yeah, that was
Cast
No,
Tumblewood at you.
Now I've picked up bloody Warhammer Fantasy roleplay as well.
Oh, really? Well, it's not your job anymore?
Oh no.
Really? What have you changed?
They're doing a
changed
slightly
role,
different
or-
thing in the same.
Right.
What do you say?
Right. Okay. Well, I hope that you're content with your new role. Anyway. Right. You guys successfully dispatch the Wordle Golem and find yourself now in a few areas where there is, a slightly less dense wood. Do you feel the need to rest up here, or are you gonna head on?
Yeah. Randall is very much like, can we have a break?
Yeah, okay.
Spin.
So I'm still lying on the ground. Yeah.
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 You can go
that
a short
seems
one or a
like
long
good
one?
idea.
I'm
Do a
gonna
short
offer
rest.
a hand up to Nearly. She wants to stand up and not just lay down.
In just a moment. She
Okay.
reaches into her bag and is pulling out random just non-essential, doesn't actually do anything, but creams or whatever that make things hurt less, and some cloth or whatever to her ankle's a bit twisted kind of thing, wrap it up, and then I'm gonna
And a lot of
use some
bruises today.
hit dot. Yeah, a lot of bruises.
Are we taking a short rest or a long rest?
Short rest, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I think that'd be the case. I figured that'd be the case for our warlock.
What does
Yeah,
the short rest do
short
again?
rest.
For those less experienced.
You can spend some of your hit die if you'd like to try and regain some health. For some classes, spending a short rest enables you to get spell slots back, that kind of thing.
Yep, so lots of stuff resets or can reset.
Oh, the book's open.
Can't beat a proper book.
A book.
Book.
I got my spell slot back. I can cast one spell again.
Yay.
Yeah, never will you take as many short rests as when you have a warlock in the party.
You're welcome.
You
I have one spell slot. Right.
So yes, for those of you who haven't picked up on the scent yet, Randall picked up
Smells
a
like
level warlock. This last level up, which was only last session, really.
Smells a bit like brimstone.
Little brimstoney, little
Kidding.
brimstoney,
Little
more like a
mysterious.
brimtomey.
Oh me.
And has acquired some new mysterious powers, but we don't know very much about any of it, really, apart from perhaps that it originates from your grimoire that you picked up.
But what color is my grimoire?
Black grimoire. It's a black grimoire.
Has to be black or covered in mushrooms, apparently.
Those are the two types of grimoires.
Yep. No one thought to make any other type.
Yet.
There's not the market for it. There's no point.
All those edgy warlocks, they all just want black.
In the middle distance of the future, I might DM a thing if you're interested. Oh my goodness. The middle distance of the future. I like that a lot. I really like that as a phrase. That's very good. Okay, so you've had your short rest. You have a moment to yourselves to just kind of, ease the bruising, and reflect on your day so far. Any of you guys got any thoughts about your journey in the Feywild to this point? How do your characters feel about it? This place, these people?
I think
Randall's like, it's interesting, exciting, but also kind of like really scary, given that people seem to try and like screw you over a lot.
Yeah,
but it's also like wondrous.
I think Nerly's feeling a bit manic. Like, it's so like beautiful and wonderful and everything smells so nice, but then there's so many awful things happening at the same time, and the way that they looked at Nugget and Haiku like has her really worried. So it's just like, yeah, really manic.
How about Haiku?
Increasingly agitated. I mean, Haiku after the book quite likes puzzle, but when the puzzle tries to kill you, that's
when the puzzle tries to kill you.
Yeah, can't get
when
over
the fun
that.
stops, stop.
When the puzzle plays you.
The room started off as quite a cool thing, literal magic imprinted upon them. But after the irritating and probably untrustworthy mayor seemingly, what's the best word? Upset by looking at it? No, saddened by looking at it. As Haiku's going down. Not dead, obviously.
Yeah, good.
Down.
Haiku's slowly
Not
dying.
Well,
in front of your eyes.
We know.
Okay, all right.
Also, but sort of pulled back up by the Ursine Kingdom and getting a refund.
Getting a refund.
Refund.
I like that. In my mind now, Haiku is the Karen of Faerun.
Oh my god.
A little bit. Take me to the manager.
I'm so sorry. That is a legitimate complaint. Or Karen makes illegitimate complaints.
Yeah,
If the product
okay.
doesn't work.
Okay, all right. That's a
Okay,
fair
Karen.
point. Fair point.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Karen.
Okay. How about Oro? How is Oro feeling about the Feywild so far?
Oro is overwhelmingly confident that this is just, it feels like almost like a video game, like a lucid dream to her.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Like how, like she's just like, okay, well, this is just the next thing. All right, okay, all right, this is an obelisk giant. All right, okay, done that. All right, okay, great. Next thing. Okay, let's go.
Okay, good. Well, what does our party want to do now?
Keep heading north.
Carry on north, yeah.
Okay. Okie dokie. Well, you do so, and it takes you guess, probably another 2 hours before you are interrupted in a very bizarre way. The forest changes from dense trees into some kind of small stone pathways. The trees are obviously still there, still very dense, but it's less like it's being fully lined. It's less like you're being funneled by tree lines, and more like you've got these outcrops of stone that have just been resting there. And as you are passing through this particular part of the forest, you see what appears to be the base of a statue. It almost looks as if there is an armored foot attached to leg, attached to body, but it's at a height of about 5 foot on a stone that just about catches your eye at that kind of level. And as you turn to look towards it, you do in fact see that there is a big statue of an armored knight who is holding a sword in either hand, or in both hands, down between its legs. And it's gazing off into the distance. And as you are looking up at it, you hear a voice from behind you say, "Oh, hello."
I turn around.
Sat opposite the statue, on a tuft of grass that is also on an outcrop of stone, just on the opposite side of the path almost, is a spectral knight that looks identical to that of the statue. Fully armored, head to toe, not a single glint of any flesh, even behind the visor.
Oh. Is that... Are you... Is that you?
Yes,
You
yes,
that-
that's me, yes.
Oh.
Who are you? You're you.
Mm-hmm.
You're you. You're you.
I'm me.
Yes.
Glad we're all on the same page. How's it going? What's up?
Are you tied to this place because of unfinished business? Because we've run into that before.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What is
Well,
it?
it's not unfinished as much as it's ongoing.
Oh. What is it?
Oh, usual spirit stuff. Protecting a place, making sure no one comes near it, kind of deal.
What should we not go near?
Well, there's a tomb behind me, but if you're not gonna go in it, we're okay.
Oh, we don't have any plans to go in there now.
Oh, great. You guys want to hang out?
Have you been here for a long time?
Oh, super long time, yeah.
I go over to Nugget and I point at the thing on him and I'm like, do you know what that means?
Nope.
Does he actually look like he doesn't? Oh, he doesn't have a face, does he? It's just a helmet, right?
Correct.
Okay, no idea.
Do you have a name?
Don't know if I do.
Oh.
I look at the
name would be
statue.
fun. You look at the statue and you can see that it has some writing on it that appears to be in a language that you can't understand. It looks in Elven script once again, but it's certainly not Elven.
I nudge Nerly and Randall. Like, it says some elven shit. I think I recognize it. It looks sort of like the elven stuff. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks elven.
Can we read it?
No. It's an Elven script, but it's not Elven.
There are a couple of different languages that use a script that's similar to that. I can't read this one. It doesn't make sense to me.
Could
Can you
just
read
give
that?
yourself a name.
Oh.
I'm open to suggestions.
Alan.
Don't hate it.
Alan the Great.
Wow.
Didn't take long to come around to.
Part of that speaks to me. Maybe the last
Alan?
part.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not. Maybe that feels like a name of maybe some other person. That doesn't feel like my name,
Right.
When you say Alan, it doesn't feel like you're talking to me. It feels like you're talking to someone else, you know.
Right.
What about Bastion?
Oh, I like that. Wow. Beep boop. Okay. Yeah. Bastion. Yeah. We're going to put Bastion.
What's beep boop mean?
I just felt it. I felt it in my bones.
Oh, do you
Or
still have bones?
my stone, I guess.
Oh.
Or my whatever this is.
Your stones. You felt it in your stones.
My stones, yeah, sure.
Oh my god, talking to a very specific rat detective. Oh my god. You want to be called Bastion?
Sure.
Okay.
I like it.
Alright. Notes down, Bastion. So you just hang around here all the time?
Yeah, forever.
Oh, you don't get to like do anything else?
Nope.
Do you want to do anything else?
So I'm saying, you guys want to hang out? Want to do something?
Can I do an insight check on good vibes?
Sure. Do you want
Like,
to do a vibe check?
I want to do a
You wanna
vibe check.
Okay, yeah.
Vibe check.
24.
You're getting some strong good vibes off this fella. He seems like he's just on the level. Wants to hang out. Seems lonely. Seems friendly but lonely.
What? Oh, thank you, Tortu, for converting your Prime sub to a Tier 1 sub. Wow, I didn't realize that was a sub message that would appear. Thank you, Tortu. It's very specific.
You see here, Tom, the pro DM, getting the party to name his NPCs for him.
I mean, yeah, I don't mind you hanging out with us if you want, but if you have to leave your like tomb
Oh, so I can't go. No, you guys gotta hang out with me more than me hanging out with you, if you know what I mean. You gotta stay in.
Oh, right.
Got any board games?
Shit, I don't have any board games.
Cards, I'll take cards.
I have some tarot cards.
Sure! Why the fuck not?
Okay, well, we can do that. We kind of need to do some other things as well, too.
What, like what?
Well, there's a couple of us who have this, like, sigil thing that's, like, burnt onto them, which is, concerning, and apparently someone around here would know.
Someone? Just someone? Is there someone in particular, or?
I don't know, we were told to announce it.
To whom?
It was the Ursine Court.
Oh, those guys, the bear men, the bear people.
Bear people.
I mean, I guess you just keep on going, huh?
Is that far from here?
No, it's not far. No, I mean, probably.
Probably.
I can't go very far, so I've never been.
Right.
I'm just guessing.
How long have you been here for?
Oh, just like for as long as I can remember.
Oh.
How long can you remember?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Probably a long time.
Are you enjoying this? Is this a good time?
I don't know anything else, so it's hard to have a frame of reference.
Okay. I look around at the other members of the party and just like...
Maybe we shouldn't give him a good time, so that when we inevitably leave, he's going to realise all the time wasted. I whisper this. I'm not going to say it out loud.
I was to say, like, oh god. You could learn how to knit. It's really fun.
Oh, I mean, it's super hard for me to touch stuff.
Oh.
You could get into acting and theatre. We've met other spectators into that.
That's true.
That sounds.
I loved it.
That sounds fun. That sounds great. Did you want to?
No. Maybe
write something with me right now? You guys have probably got like parchment and quills and stuff, right?
No, Randolph just like hides everything.
Shoves everything behind his back. It's
You read anything cool lately? You could put pages in front of me and turn them over, and then I could read them.
How, respectfully, how would you read them?
With my spooky ghost eyes, probably.
Oh, you have spooky ghost eyes.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're probably in there somewhere, right? You guys
Okay.
have eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I can see you.
Oh, a gift.
That's all right.
Okay. All right. Well, would you look at the time?
It's
Um,
dusk. Okay.
Oro has some books he could read.
Oh, Dirty 20 Live. Thank you so much for the raid. Hi.
Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. We're currently talking to a spectral dude that is stuck guarding a tomb and his statue.
Just forever. Like, all the time.
That's true. Oro has some books he could read. Yeah, Oro offers one of...
What's this one called?
Hold on, I have a text
Yeah.
document.
He knew.
Someone
Text
else make...
document.
Oh, I have it open. Where is it? List of erotic
Suspicious.
books. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome,
Encyclopedia.
Raiders.
Well, on me right
Just in
now,
time.
I have How I Charmed Your Mother, A Bard's Tale,
Okay.
or How to Woo a Medusa and Keep Your Bits.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Or
That's
I
a
have,
solid bit.
I always have on me, just in case, Arcana Sutra.
Arcana Sutra. Oh my god.
God, that one's
that's
so good.
That one's a good one.
I forgot who
Arcana
came up with that one.
Why
Tortu
haven't
came
I
up with
heard
that
of this
one.
before?
Yeah.
This was
You've
a very
not
long
heard of
time
this?
ago. This
Yeah, it was a
happened.
long time ago. Yeah.
Oh, I might have to borrow that when we're back.
Adam came up with the Medusa one, and Kawaii came up with the Bard's Tale one. If you ever have any more erotic book D&D titles, let me know. I'll put them in the list. You'll be credited. Any of these take your
Arcana
fancy?
Sutra sounds great. Yeah. I mean, the Medusa one maybe isn't fully relevant because I'm made of stone, or that part of me is made of stone.
Right.
Wait, that's actually you? Not just a
Oh yeah,
statue?
no, that's actually me. But like, I only need that bit
Just outright skip
occasionally.
eating and go straight to tinkering.
Straight to tinkering
Straight
to the Arcana
all
Sutra.
night.
Thank you, Anonymous. Well, I mean, we gotta go do some shit first, so I can't like turn pages to you.
But you just got here.
Yeah.
It's just that we think that those marks might be really dangerous because people looked sad when we showed them to them, and we don't want to upset you, but it could be really bad, so we've got to go.
Oh, but I mean, it can't be that bad.
Well, you don't know what it does, right?
It looks like a rad tattoo.
I mean, we got sent.
Looks sick, bro.
We're not from this realm. We got sent here because someone was in a bad mood.
And the portal said you can come, but we get to choose when you leave, or something like
Oh.
that. And so
Yeah,
I
it doesn't sound great.
Mm-mm.
I'd hate to be tied to a different plane for all time with no consent.
Mhm.
Wait, so we can choose when we leave?
No, they choose when we leave.
Oh, they. Oh, I thought
we
you
don't
were
know
going
who
to say
they
why
are.
they leave.
we just could have all this time gone. I
Yeah.
choose to leave.
Turns out it was a mistranslation when Randall read it out.
Oh no.
So that's something that, like, Neurally has thought of, because she could theoretically teleport us out. But actually, I guess I should say that in character. So yeah, I thought of that, but I'm worried about those marks. I don't know what would happen if we tried to leave and I tried to bring you with us. If someone else gets to decide when you leave, it could be really bad.
True.
Like, it could send you somewhere else horrible.
Have you tried?
No, because it could send them somewhere else horrible or kill them or something.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know about a lot of the planes, but I know there are many.
Probably more than one.
Definitely
least.
more than one. It's at least
Oh.
two.
At least 2.
So, just wondering, if, hypothetically, you wanted to leave this situation, would you know how to do that, hypothetically?
Probably dying.
Oh.
Aren't you
And
already dead?
How would one do that?
I mean, I wasn't alive, really, I don't think.
Did somebody make you?
I think so.
Huh.
I
So
mean,
it-
it's my duty to protect this tomb.
Do you know what's in the tomb?
I think it's underneath me. Or underneath the statue.
Can you read it? Because we can't.
Oh, no, I can't read that, no.
Shit.
That's very suspicious that one would just make a spectre to guard a tomb forever.
It is.
I figured they've probably got something in there they want to protect, right?
But are you a spectre or are you like a golem statue thing?
Oh, I mean, I'm tied to that, and I can use it to move around and stuff, but only if I've got to, do my duty. It's work stuff,
It's almost if we made you need to do your duty and then gave you the book instead. And you
I
could turn the pages.
would have to kill you.
I see, that would be a problem.
Yeah, see, I don't want to do that unless you're gonna go against my sacred duty, in which case there's gonna be a bit of murder. But
You
you
couldn't
guys
do
seem
it anyway.
chill.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
What?
just leave it at maybe. Let's just leave it at who knows what would happen. Let's just leave it at you never go anywhere near the tomb, and we don't have to find out who kills who.
Yeah, we have no reason to go in the tomb, so
Yeah.
it's chill.
Yeah, in
like,
fact, go ahead.
want to like gather everyone up and be like, look, if you could entertain
That's
him for
super
like,
rude. That's like super
No,
rude to just have
hey.
this conversation in front of me.
yeah, it is. Shush. Look, you can entertain him for a while. I can like do my thing and read that, but it will take me a little while.
How much is a little while?
I don't know, like 10 minutes, 20
Oh.
minutes.
Okay, well that's not
30
bad. I
minutes?
can read for 10 minutes. Yeah, sure.
How long is the short rest? Slash, how
We
long
just
does
have
it take
one.
me to do a more yeah, you can entertain for an hour.
What the fuck? What do you need an hour for? Did
So
you
that
just
I
do a short
can
rest?
keep my spell slot.
Oh, okay. So you want to cast your spell, then have a rest afterwards.
Yeah. Or
Okay,
cast my
that-
spells slowly, but it's not or is it
It's
ritual?
not, it's not ritual cast, is it?
I think it might be.
Yeah, hang on. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look it up in the book.
The book.
I think it has an R on it in here, but I can't tell.
What's the name of it again?
Comprehend languages.
Does Warlock get ritual spell casting?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, no, probably not. Probably not, because that would be too much fun.
Don't you dare.
It is a
casting
ritual.
spells over an hour is fun. Yeah.
Not being able to use my combat spell because I keep using comprehend languages. To read a name, which is probably what it's going to say. But I gotta know. No, they're not ritual casters. Which makes sense. Oh, the law makes sense.
God. Unless you have Pact of the Tome.
No.
No.
Nope.
I mean,
Well-
The old Hexblade's curse, I imagine it's not packed to the tome. You know who can ritual cast? Bards. Tom just like shaking his head, but also having like horrible flashbacks.
well, I mean, we can chill whilst you're doing that if you want to do that.
Well, I mean, if we want to know what it says, or maybe it'll be useful. I don't know. It might just be
Sure
a
we
name.
can. I'm sure we can keep him entertained.
Yeah.
Which, remember,
I'm not playing a bard.
Well,
Oh yeah.
okay. I'll read it and then we'll work out
Okay. All right.
what to do.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna go up to the statue. But I'm not going in the tomb. I'm just looking at the statue closely.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And then can I touch your statue?
I mean, as long as you're not gonna do any weird stuff. Nothing weird.
I'm just gonna read it.
What you doing?
I'll lay my hand against it and use comprehend language.
Okay. And what does that look like when you cast? Language?
So that's where like the book flicks open, and the word like runes come like down Randall's arm as he's touching the surface and kind of spread out, and then fill the characters in with like a purple glow.
Ooh, I like
And then
that.
they just like fade.
Yeah,
You can read it.
that's cool. Okay. So as you do that, it's like, what the hell? That seems like weird stuff. I said don't do weird stuff. Randall just ignores.
He's busy. Like he's concentrating on his spell. He can't like.
Okay, sure.
We've got to distract him. We've got to keep this guy entertained.
Yeah, I
He's-
told him you
his
were just
eye
reading it.
Yeah. He's just reading it. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm kind of curious as to what it says.
Yeah, exactly. It will be done
Uh,
not too long.
So it says in a Sylvan script, it says, I don't know why I do this myself.
Right.
Which is loosely translated to the crust of hope, who once stopped the massacre of a queen of fairies by turning themselves into a cave into which they could hide during a storm after they were routed from their city by giant badgers.
It's Queen of Fairies.
Mm-hmm.
Could we get a copy and paste on that, maybe, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't know how to spell.
Sure. Little cheeky copy paste.
Okay, I'm just going to put that in my Google Doc. I'm not even going to write that down on my notepad.
So Sylvan is Welsh, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Told you.
Oh no. I'm posting.
Embarrassing.
So is that like the rock sounds that?
Yes, yeah. You get from context that this individual may have been a. You know what? No, give me
History?
just a flat wisdom.
Flat wisdom.
Mhm.
What about a sparkling wisdom?
Nope, just flat. Sparkling gives me.
You've got a D6.
We do have a D6. That is a very good point.
I have a D6 that I will happily give you.
Sure, go for it. Why the fuck not?
Oh. I didn't know if you wanted to roll your own D6.
Oh, I mean, maybe I should, but you go for it.
Wait, no, it's your D6. Your D6, you have to roll it.
Oh.
Unless you thought if you get another one.
Can I use a point of luck on that?
Wait, we got up to 15.
Oh, we're good? We got 15?
15's a pretty good. 15's
Okay,
pretty
we're
good.
fine then. We're good.
Yeah, okay. So you deduce that the crust of hope probably is the name or an epithet for an earth elemental or someone from the plane of earth. That would be in line with the idea of them turning themselves into a cave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not something you'd see every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not going to try and pronounce the name in the original tongue, but it says, roughly translates as like the crust of hope. They stopped, they know the rest of it.
Whoa, that's radical.
Is that
That's
you?
so cool.
No, I don't think that's me. I think I'm protecting that guy.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh, so it's
My-
the cave
my-
down there.
Well, I think the cave probably died. I think I'm protecting from my understand is that I'm protecting the remains of someone important.
Oh, right. I see.
So they turned into a cave and then they uncaved.
I assume
Caved
from,
in.
from what you just said, it doesn't sound like the cave was a permanent thing.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense. I can't hear Nurali, but I can see Nurali's mouth moving.
Yep. Or all the fairies and the queen are still living inside, and it's a farce to keep people away.
Maybe. That would be super smart.
It would be. I mean, there's
All
one
I
way we
know
could
is
find
that
out.
if you go past, a certain point, I just see red. Turn into a big stone dude and gonna beat the shit out of you.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had enough of that for one day.
Yeah.
So let's just not do that. Let's not find out,
Yeah, yeah. Have you had to do that before?
Oh, yeah, a bunch of times.
Oh.
I'm really good at killing.
Nice. Same. We're
We're
really connecting here.
Yeah, you gotta recognize game,
Yeah, yeah,
Game
yeah.
recognizes
Game.
game. Oh my god. Oh no.
Well,
So we cracking out the cards, or we just, what you gonna do? You hanging out?
looks at party. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to hang out here for a bit, or you want to go and talk to the other people first? We should probably do the other thing first.
Probably. I mean, it's.
Should
we're
probably
not
what?
really gonna-
Probably do the other
Save this
thing
for-
first.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, potentially life-threatening.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
Yeah.
this ghost hot?
yeah. That's a good
You know
question.
what? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, Tortu.
Mm.
Maybe
If
you're
you're
the ghost.
into fully armor-clad statue spirits,
Are they
you're right up
translucent?
your alley.
What's not to love?
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and talk to those people about the sigil
Oh yeah,
stuff.
for sure. No, you're definitely gonna do that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
like after bananagrams.
Bananagrams?
Yeah. You wanna play some Scrabble or?
Oh, I would
How does
love
it
to do
work
that.
again?
Yeah, bananagrams is another word game. Yeah, yeah. Very good.
Have you ever played Humans and Houses?
Oh yeah, big fan.
Oh, I like a bit of Humans and Houses. I have,
Oh, yeah?
there's a game night back where we live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Did you bring anything?
I do have a small travel set.
Oh well, let's
Wow.
crack it up. Let's go.
I mean, not now. We've got to go to the other side, people. Afterwards,
Oh
though.
okay. Oh, you'll come back and we'll hang out.
As long as this thing doesn't kill us, I don't see any
Hey,
reason.
well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm confident in you guys that you are great at killing, slightly less good at killing than me, but great enough to do the thing. Come back and play some games.
Do a cheeky little one shot. You got all this time to think about your character.
Oh, I'll get it done.
In the meantime, I'll leave you this one book. I assume you want the Arcana Sutra is the one that you're most
Oh, it
intrigued.
sounds great.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll turn to the best page. I'll leave you on that.
Oh, thanks. Thank you so much.
Is there like a breeze here, or is the air
Yeah.
still? 'Cause if there's a breeze, you could just
It's true.
breeze the pages.
It's
up.
true. I'll leave the book next to a slight breeze that may or may not happen at any given point, and maybe you'll get a
Just
surprise
to
on
a
the
random
page.
page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, sometimes, you know, I get a friendly squirrel comes along and we have a conversation. So maybe I can get that to turn the page.
There you go.
Do your little servants work after you leave? Jack,
Oh, yeah.
the little animated servants, the little tiny servants or whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I was surprised you didn't animate one of those to help fix the wedding that you crashed.
It's a 3rd level spell shot.
Oh.
And it needs a long rest to get that back.
Never mind, don't worry about
And I've just used the 3rd level spell. Obelisk.
No, it's
Would
okay.
you say that my beholding eye would consider this ghost hot? Tom knows my taste in spirits, so I trust him. Super hot, Tortu.
My beholding eye.
Super hot.
Oh my god. I think Norley just starts kind of like edging towards the way she thinks North is.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
See you later, dude. Pew, pew.
Bye.
Pew, pew, pew.
Bastion out.
Yeah.
Have we seen Oro finger gun before?
I don't think so.
I feel like we must have.
I don't know whether I ever have.
Maybe they're from somewhere close to where you grew up, because it seems like you knew some sort of formal greeting of some kind.
Maybe.
Wait, do you have artificers in the circus? You know, it's an artificer thing.
I think I've seen a couple in my time in passing.
Oh, cool.
That might be where I got it from. I don't know. It's a pretty common thing. Anyway,
Nice.
pew pew pew. See y'all later. Where is Robin?
And onward our party travel. With that, we will end our session tonight. Rounding off nicely, leaving our friend Bastion to read some Arcana Sutra.
Such
How
a
does
good
Haiku
name.
feel about that one being left behind?
As long as we get it back, I didn't know it existed until now. It's been a great read, though. Being interested in magic. Having an immovable rod.
Oh, there's going to be a great interaction at some point when you go to borrow it, and Norelli's like, "Oh, is it about magic?"
Certain kind of magic.
Yeah.
For those of you in chat who are curious,
Kind of magic.
Kind of magic.
where does the magic happen? In the Arcana Sutra.
In the Arcana.
For those of you in chat who are curious, this is the link to the website I used to generate the custom wordles. If you want to throw them at your own players, or if you just want to, I think you can also just play random words.
Oh, nice. Love that.
So you can just do.
I was going to say, it'd be pretty easy if you always had to guess, you always wrote the word yourself.
Oh my god, I'm right. Wow. That's so smart.
Every time.
So yeah, thanks to mywordle.strivemath.com for helping me out there today. Cool. Good stuff, everyone.
I knew we were going to end soon, so I was very tempted to be like, oh yeah, we stay and like play games with the Spectral Man, but I knew next week we'd be like, oh, you're playing games with the Spectral Man for X amount of time.
Yeah.
You die.
That's me. That's me as a DM. I'm always like, you die.
That every session.
That's true.
Without fail.
You die.
Thirsty.
You start off the game dead. Right. Well, we'll leave it there. Unless you wanted to get that raid trainer going. I don't know what you're doing.
We could do a raid if anyone has any suggestions. No one on my thing are doing D&D right now specifically.
Let's see what I've got here.
Or we could raid Rain. Rain streaming. We never raided Rain before, I don't think. Actually, no, maybe once. Long time ago. But he's playing Pokemon Legends.
Oh, you know, I don't know if it's a good idea to raid a larger stream, but there's a stream that's doing there's a very lovely inclusive D&D stream called Disco Does D&D. It's the cast of Star Trek Discovery playing D&D.
Oh, we can do that if you want. Why not?
I don't know. I just figured. My thinking wasn't so much. Oh, they need help with viewership because I think they're probably fine.
Yeah, it's just
But
like
my
these are
thinking
cool
was that
people. You go watch these.
Perhaps our viewers would appreciate this game.
Yeah. Was it Disco Does D&D?
Yes. Just pop it in there.
Oh, like that. Okay. With some underscores in it as a treat.
Underscores.
Put underscores in there.
All right. Well, we should be back next week, probably, maybe, I think.
Hopefully.
Yep.
Why not?
Episode 69.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah,
oh,
shit.
episode
That's
69, and it's the day before Valentine's Day.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Imagine if it was on
my
Valentine's
God.
Day. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Okay. I'll see you all next week for episode 69.
Ew.
Come and join in on the raid and just like spam some hearts, whatever hearts you have. And yeah. Thank you very much for hanging. See you
Bye,
next time.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.